Welcome everyone to another RGL cast. My name is Jared. I'm here with Godfather to bring you guys the Darkest Nights versus GlobalClan Ice. This is RG Invite 6's Season 13 lower bracket round 2, and we have, yes, entered the era, the time of the eliminating of teams, and we saw 2 teams depart just a couple days ago, and now we're going to see 2 more. Of course, you can only watch 1 per stream, but for this one, it's going to be Darkest Nights versus... well, the header says Darkest Nights versus Darkest Nights, but it's GlobalClan Ice. You can see the avatars. Seeds 3 versus 5. I'm kind of surprised to see these 2 seeds play against each other, but hey, it is what it is. As it's going to be a bit of a story for the side of GlobalClan Ice. We actually haven't covered them that much on the RGL side of things, so you haven't really got to see the wild ride they've had of a large amount of matches that have been really close versus teams that have already been eliminated, and they're one of the few teams that actually have an upset win over Froyotech. All on the same map of Snakewater, so hey, it's going to be a fun time if we do get to the 3rd map, because Snakewater would be making its reappearance, and Darkest Nights, though, I'm sure they got something up their sleeves to make sure they can try to do a repeat of the 5-0 that they did earlier on in the regular season. But either way, I'm really excited to see the outcome, and by the end of tonight, one of these teams will have met its end and gone out in 5th, 6th place.
Yeah, Jared, and looks like everybody in chat is thinking that the Darkest Nights have this one pretty cleanly. Is that just because of the early season matchup between them going that way?
Well, if you think about it, like I said, GlobalClan Ice, they've done some damage versus all the teams, but Darkest Nights is the only team where they didn't get a single round. It was pretty dominant. Darkest Nights I think for the most part have been relatively dominant when it comes to, like, they don't lose too much to other teams below them, but they also don't. I mean, I guess depending on the match, they'll take a couple rounds of the teams above them. But there's a lot of heavy hitters on the team that have been in playoffs again and again and again. While for the side of GCI, there's some people that have had, some success in playoffs, but only marginally, making it to playoffs in the first place. And maybe a little bit of new blood as well for their playoff appearances. So I think it kind of makes sense when you look at it on paper. You compare the 2 teams, and you kind of assume that Darkest Nights are going to be the favorites, GCI are going to be the underdogs. But I don't know, I wouldn't count them out completely, because it's like we've casted a lot of the Darkest Nights, so you kind of got to see them be on display. Whereas, like I said before, GlobalClan Ice, I think Fireside have caught them a couple times, but we haven't really caught them on our stream actually yet, so no one that has only been like watching us cast have really seen the crazy matches that they've had that have really gone back and forth. And I mean, even though their backs might be against the wall, there's nothing that says they can't pull out a miraculous victory here tonight, and I think maybe it could be in the cards depending on how things go. I guess it will probably depend at least a little bit on the maps, but for the map pool tonight, it is going to be Sunshine, then Granary, then Snakewater.
Yeah, 3 fun maps to watch. Let's take a look at rosters. I'll start us off with the side of the Darkest Nights. Zam on Flag Scout, Gungan is the Pocket, High Five Roamer, Dingo Pocket Soldier, Saigai on Demo, and Speedy Medic.
And for the side of GlobalClan Ice, you have Market and Scratch on Scout, Kawa and Vliwa, also known as Playmo, on Soldier, Peniferous on Demo, and Hannah on Medic. Very familiar names all across the board if you've been watching for a bit, some more than others depending on how much they've been casted throughout the season or throughout their history. A lot of old heads here, so in a way you'd look at it and you'd kind of be unsurprised to see Granary is one of the maps being played tonight, but you want to go back to the pick bans of the maps. It was actually GlobalClan Ice that decided that they want to go ahead and take on all the old ESEA players and see if they can get an upset win there. Kind of surprising, but hey, method to your madness, right?
Capitalizing on Granary being in the map pool, I suppose, but also, as you noted, maybe not the best pick into these players. But looking at Sunshine here, Jarrett, what are your expectations for both these teams?
It's kind of interesting, because when you think back for the Darkest Nights in particular, one, they're only really played Sunshine like once this season when it comes to like, let's grind this out for a couple days getting ready for a match, and that was way earlier on in the season when they played Froyotech. It was also one of, I think, regardless of the fact that they got rolled by Fro, it was one of their worst showings as a team. I think, to be fair to them, I think that was mostly team-oriented stuff and not like map-oriented stuff, so I don't think it's going to necessarily carry over per se, but it is kind of a scary thought for Darkest Nights fans. I also think they kind of got, I mean, this is the first map, and I think they kind of got skimped out of a pregame. I think they only played like half an hour. They're probably fine, but still, you know, every little bit counts sometimes. I'm making sure you're all warmed up for everything, and they didn't play Sunshine, so they don't have everything fresh in their brain. Well, aside of GCI, I think they've actually played like an okay amount of Sunshine recently. There's at least 2 separate matches where they had a couple days to sort of grind things out and get things situated. So I do think that, you know, even though this is a Darkest Nights map pick, I do kind of think that GlobalClan Ice can't be really counted out for this map in particular. I think they're able to find some ways to maybe, you know, pull out some stuff that they've worked on in their playbook for the past couple weeks and maybe try to catch the side of Cozy off guard. But sometimes, you know, plans are that just plans, you know. Sometimes it's execution that really comes down to the make or break scenarios, which definitely shows, you know, when you think back at the Darkest Nights Sunshine match in the beginning, it was their execution, really. So, you know, it only really counts for so much, so it's kind of hard, you know. On one hand, you want to believe the preparedness aspect, but on the other hand, you also want to kind of, you know, put your trust in just the paper, like the teams on paper, you know. The Darkest Nights are kind of the favorites, so it would kind of make sense for them to come on top. But overall, I think it's gonna make the Preds kind of hard.
Yeah, predictions up right now. Chat seeming to favor Darkest Nights here, about 4-2. What are you thinking score might be realistically here, map 1?
I think it's safe to guess a Darkest Nights victory, but the margins at which they win, I think, is kind of like anyone's guess. Because you can see sometimes the Sunshine games will stalemate out on last, teams trying to figure out how to break it, or at least like on 2, you can try your best to break it at 2, it doesn't really work out. It kind of depends on the team. It's not really the map's fault per se, but you know, sometimes teams are just better at some things than others. Except last, maybe last a little bit there, its fault, but whatever. But there's also Sunshine games that go really fast just because you win mid like that dominantly, that it doesn't really lead to too much other than, okay, you get a last push in and you're able to get around. Then again, it doesn't matter if you get that last push if you fail to execute the last push, which is another thing that we see a lot. So it's a lot of back and forth between, you know, different situations you can find yourself in between 2 teams that'll lead to the pace of the game. So I'll go out on a limb and say that I feel like because Darkest Nights is kind of the favorites on paper, but they haven't necessarily practiced it all that much recently, that for them to go ahead and be in the driver's seat and take things home the way I think they would, it will actually take a little bit of time, and I don't feel like we're going to get to 5 because it's going to take a bit for everyone to get situated with, you know, what the other team's doing and how they want to kind of fix things. So I'll say like a 4-1 for Darkest Nights. I think GCI got a little bit in them, but it's going to be rough.
Interesting. I'm going to go 5-2 for DK, just because I can. Let's take a look at the merch, though, that is available. I haven't seen this stuff in a while, and it's all fantastic.
Yeah, there's merch available. You got the generic merch that is seasonal, and then there's also the team merch. You have to opt in for that. I think Darkest Nights have indeed opted in for that. I don't remember if GlobalClan Ice has, but you can see it on the merch page. Shop.rgl.gg is where you can find a lot of the general merch that you can see on the screen right now, and then over onto the team merch as well. You can take a peek. Just keep in mind that, of course, as always, it's seasonal, so things come in and out, and as we are entering playoffs, you know, the season's gonna, I guess it doesn't end for the rest of I already did this 2 days ago. It doesn't end for everyone as soon as Grand Finals happens, because, you know, it's not played as fast, so you don't have to do it just by this weekend, you know, get your merch and then it's gone forever, but the fact that Invite Grand Finals is going to be underway over this weekend is your warning bell that soon any merch that you've been keeping your eyes on will indeed potentially disappear, so definitely want to get your hands on it while you still can if anything catches your interest.
Speaking of those Grand Finals matches, we got coverage Saturday at 5 and Sunday at 8? Is that it? 5 both days. Thank you, Dolphin. So
it starts at 5 EST and then 8 EST. And then for anyone that's not used to the North American time zones, if you're staying up super late or watching super early for normal TF2 time, it's going to start 6 hours earlier than you would normally see these casts. And then the next one would happen 3 hours earlier than you would normally see these casts. So don't think that, you know, you show up at 11 EST and you're going to catch it all, because by then a lot of it's going to be over. Stream might be off by then, who knows, depending on how fast or slow these games go. I guess there's also Highlander playoffs too, so it won't be over. There's gonna be Highlander playoffs happening over the weekend and going into Monday as well. So, you know, there's
much TF2.
A lot of, there's a jam-packed TF2. But you know, you definitely want to make sure that you're able to catch the one you're looking for if you're trying to follow a particular team, etc., etc.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a fun time of year because there's all of these playoff matches happening across all the divisions, and just the best TF2 we get to see. So great stuff there. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. Jarrett, a question I often ask you: standout players for both teams. Oh, not even time. Rapid fire. Who should I be looking out for on these mids?
I think most of the time when GCI wins, it's Scratch doing a lot of the heavy lifting, so I'm kind of looking for him as a combo member to kind of bring it home for him, but also for the side of Cozy, I think High Five has actually been playing really, really well. I think people are underestimating him because he's technically on an off class, but he's actually pretty much he's a monstrous player. So you definitely have to keep your eyes on him because he could be doing work for his team as well. So we'll get them first minute underway, and both teams going over to the left side to the enemy team's Tetris, and it looks like they have a full rotation with Kawa able to get the first kill on a Zam, so one player down from the side of Cozy. They're kind of stuck in this corner on the wrong side of the map. This could be a wipe if they don't figure it out very fast, as Soldier going behind, because that's Kawa. They're chasing him down, bringing two people back, but GCI, they're kind of aggressing off the fact he went back, but not that much, so they're actually going to lose one. Scratch going to be the one to fall, so overall, I guess they get the trade into High Five, so technically a 5v5, but Zam rolling out means it's going to be kind of rough for the side of Cozy, but yet, despite that, they're losing people all over the place. They have the advantage on paper for the side of GCI, but it's just not really working out. They try to find a way out of their own valley, get force from the bomb. Market tries to go in for a force, but Hannah does not commit, wants to make sure that they are able to get out, and a force will be unsuccessful from GCI's side. So Cozy, I mean, despite not having the numbers in their favor, I think GCI are unable to actually use the player advantage to find any success, and Cozy take it home for the first mid, and they pretty much get a free 2, it looks like.
Yeah, free 2 and full ad going into last is a really nice result to see off that mid if you're a fan of the Darkest Nights. GCI is going to have 2 off classes. Scratch on NG, Market is on Sniper, and we'll see if that Sniper is able to find a big frag. DK figuring out where they want to go in. It's going to be top right as the Uber comes in. Scout and Demo need to pressure this gun out. They'll get it pretty quickly, the rotation around for GCI, and now the question is who's going to pressure the point. As Kawa and Zam trade out, no real pressure onto the point is the answer. Zam and Gungan both going to fall, and that is a failed last for Darkest Nights.
Yeah, so I got drilled a little bit on the beginning of the Uber, so it made it really hard for them to get the gun down fast, and their post was just not very good. Dingo gets a kill into play mode, which is something he's kind of behind. Will get cleaned up, so Orwell just bringing some scouts back, which will buy at least a little bit of time, but this is still full Uber ad for the side of Hannah and Friends as they found a way through the shutter, ignoring most of the traps. Kawa will die, so no soldiers available, and GC are actually using this advantage to try to see if they can get a force early, and they do indeed only lose one for it, at least for now. High Five is behind if a post doesn't need to happen. Side trying to escape, Scratch able to collect the kill. That Domain is dead, and High Five still lingering behind. Can't back cap really because last is already taken, but they do know of his presence. Market trying to go and help. Playmo still in lobby with them, so they're not going to have their full squad here, GCI, as they're going to poke into mid. They only have 3 players available here versus 3, which is why Cozy is still staying. Dingo doing a high bomb off the veil, onto Scratch. Uber comes out, able to kill him, and they're chasing on to the Delman of GCI. Penny going to fall, and Hannah running away, finds High Five, 2 rockets, the third one will be able to take Hannah out, and they've wiped the entire combo. High Five's going to give up his life for it. They found maybe another kill in the lobby. Mark is a bit weak, 7 HP, has to scurry his way out into last, and they get 3 kills for Avid Uber. High Five with the flank. So not only does it peel 2 people back, lives throughout it all, and finds the correct door to kill Hannah, and now they're starting to dry.
Yeah, with Hannah just coming up into heavy and was a sniper no longer. Scratch is very weak here, is going to fall. No more heavy health pool.
Oh,
Side guy dying, Judy also falling. Here's pressure in onto Speedy. Speedy narrowly dodging most of the damage. Vila is going to die, and on point, this scout tearing it up. High Fives in. Just one scout, that's Zam, left in the fight. And it's not going to work again. I saw, is Penny running loose cannon?
Penny runs just like a bunch of random primary unlocks in particular whenever they feel like. I feel like it's going to be unsurprising to see them run like 2 to 3 different primaries throughout the entire night. You know, it's only a matter of time before the lock and load comes out as well, to be honest. But
I feel like lock and load's a little bit more meta than loose cannon, is it not?
The knockback can be okay, but the Uber's starting, going in. Trying to find a way in the gun, able to get it. The Uber is popped by the side of Hannah, though. They thought they had a bigger ad than this. It's not really going to work out in their favor. They at least get a couple players, but Speedy and Psy just melting. That is a classic situation of thinking you have ad, playing it like you have ad, but that does not exist. post really, really bad. Ends up in a full wipe, and GCI only have to give up their soldiers for it. So not only do they get their way out of last, they get a free second, but they also block a lot of spawns to be able to tiptoe here onto mid. But Cozy, they might show themselves just a bit. GCI, they only have 4. If they can wait for the respawners here, they got a full 6. Doesn't look like they're playing greedy too much. Just backing up to their own 2. They know they have Disad, so playing it safe.
Exactly, playing safe with Disad. They're going to sit on their own too. I'm curious to see how many people go in with this ad from GCI. Looks like a rotation to Cafe, maybe? Don't see too much of that down in the lower divs that I'm often casting, so interested to see how they break through here. It is going to be Scratch. They're coming up on Uber here. Just waiting to go in. Kawa jumping forward onto high 5. Has to back out. Here's the push onto Scratch.
Yeah, they're really taking their time here.
Yeah, DK doesn't have. I think GCI probably knows that, and so they're not going to pop. They're just going to pressure forward slowly, and now in a great position for this last with an exchange.
That was pretty good from the side of GCI. They showed Cafe early, and it made Cozy, Darkest Nights, pretty scared, because usually a lot of the times in Cafe pushes, you see a team just immediately pop in. So they're so far back that it actually means they can pretty much milk. As soon as they shot high 5, there was really not much else they could really deal with. Or have to fear from, but the 2-man comes in, a classic, do it fast while the gun's still getting built up. Was not really a threat too much, but they do not find the force on a speedy, only a little bit of damage to their name, but
look at this push out by the soldier.
Dingo just
Big force. What a nice bomb there from Dingo.
Yeah, they were over by the valley side, not really holding the platform, and I think I don't really know which door was the one that Dingo bombed through. I didn't see. I think I was looking at the wrong area of the map. But it was through dungeon. Okay, that definitely makes sense because they don't really have that area locked down as much. And it's definitely going to punish them, but they're still sitting there with their Disad. We'll see how they begin to play. This is Cozy. Darkest Nights, they're going through, just immediately bombing in towards the valley area. And Scratch is just gone, and Hannah too. They're just exploded out of the server. Kawa tried to go behind, gets cleaned up. Market going to be the final death as well, still lingering around the valley side areas. The 2 left alive for the side of GCI just ran their way out as fast as they could and might be block spawns. Yep, no forwards available. That's going to be a free mid for the side of Cozy. There's only 2 players available, but the Stickies got to be mindful of. Someone could accidentally bomb onto him. Yeah, he's spammed a bit. I think they might know of his presence. I didn't see if
he shot, so
okay, so they definitely know. But technically a small ad. I mean, you Ubered and killed the medic with it. It's not going to be huge, but it is something that you can work with. Try to go earlier, just straight up bomb in again. But, you know, we already saw GCI play a little bit of mind games with the idea of, like, going in faster than slow. And Cozy, they could maybe try to do that too, but now there's a sniper on the field, and it's like, you know, try. But it seems like they're going to go early. Gonna try to find a way in, but the only thing they find is Dingo landing on a sticky trap, so that kind of, I mean,
there's the Uber exchange.
Either cancel or Uber, and they just go in.
No exchange, actually, GCI doesn't have yet. It's going to be 2 dying for GCI. The Uber fully out, and now full ad, but to hold last.
Yeah, I think they pretty much said there's no way we're going to be able to get Hannah, but we see 2 soldiers that are killable, so let's just trade an Uber for 2 soldiers, and we'll be happy. High 5,
nice by Scratch.
Early. Will find his death, so 1 less person able to find this force out of Hannah. Lingering around the shutter area, gotta be careful of stickies that are still around. Eating a little bit of spam, but fine for now. Cozy backing up, recognizing that with High 5 out of commission temporarily, there's not really much more they can do other than cross their fingers for a side trap. But GCI to keep the ball rolling through choke. Not really too much setup for the side of Cozy as they just got to mid. Dingo doing some fakes, drawing some eyes, still alive for now. Not really jumped or anything. Zan will be the first to fall though as, oh, the Ubers come out. They're trying to find a way to Speedy. Unable to save some of the players in time, getting dropped all over left and right as Cozy have 3 left alive versus GCI's 4, but High 5 with the flank on Hannah, able to get that kill, and they're just they're posting this in such an awkward position, but they're not really in that much of a danger with only 2 left alive for the side of GCI. Market really gets cleaned up. Just Penny left alive. Maybe 1 pipe. No, not going to connect. And the side of Cozy, I was kind of worried for them in terms of, I think they dropped 2 players in the middle of that Uber, but the fact that Hannah died in the post immediately and they were unable to find the way into Speedy just means that, you know, it's the little things that add up, and overall that player right there kind of salvaged the not so great beginnings, and GCI got to go back to the drawing board on their own last.
Yeah, really nice bomb there from High 5 as well, just cleanly finding the medic in post. And now GCI back onto last again. They've been successful in holding it so far. 2 attempts by Darkest Nights. They'll have the engineer up for the defense. No other off. Oh, the pyro. I misspoke. So pyro
and it's not
engineer.
even a Kawa pyro. it's a normal scout ghost pyro type of deal. But Uber
Here's
comes
the
in.
Uber.
Yeah, high five's not there, so it's only a 5-man Uber. He might come in super duper late in the post, but Psy trying to lock things down. No real cap time. They're trying to go for kills while they're down one of their soldiers, so it's gonna be really hard to get those kills. And a matter of fact, you don't get any at all.
No
Just
way.
resupping, and Penny gets 2 with 1 sticky. They're dropping like high fives here now, but it's too little too late. Dingle bombs in, and he's going to be the sole survivor, unable to really participate in the fight. Going in blind, trying to find a timing. Does indeed find Penny, and you'll be happy with that trade. But Cozy, going for a move over to your flank side when your flank is weakened instead of playing the cap time. I mean, they must be really confident to go for that play, but it definitely was punished by GCI extremely heavily.
Yeah, another wipe there. We're seeing wipes all over the board, but a very volatile match, I'll say, as it still remains 0-0, and you were alluding to the idea that it might be pretty slow to get going here. Zam is up on Sniper, playing it safe here in the spawn. Market great damage onto high five, who lands and will finally die to Valera, or Vilwa, sorry. Liwa, how do you say it?
It's just Plamo with the new alias. I just call him Plamo, but Cozy, they're dropping some people. They have the Zan Sniper still on the field, and they're getting some people, but they've lost a lot, GCI. That was a really good play from them coming through Valley. I don't think Cozy saw it at all. I mean, I think they were kind of watching Valley, and then just kind of got their attention changed just a bit. The Pyro's still in the field. Kawa actually has now on Pyro, has respawned, not in the current fight, but they get the kill on the high five, which means they don't really have to do too much to work their way in here and try to get some room to bully Zan out of the picture. And this Uber exchange will not really be coming out of the side of Cozy, as yeah, they don't really have a whole lot of players in the field to kind of defend this. So Kawa on Pyro, even Ubers, we'll see how they begin to work this, as it's not like she can really sack or spam, but maybe she can try to buy some room. I mean, the gun's going to be a thorn on their side. If they go sniper, it's going to be even worse, unless the detonators come out. But they're trying to poke and prod on this left-hand side. The gun is on the opposite, so they have some free reign. Reflex coming in, Scratch is going to be the first to fall, as that is their quote-unquote sack as they back up. Makes sense, only going to do with one, because you know you have a Pyro, it's a bit different. But it looks like Cozy's not really looking to counter-sack. I think we've seen this before in some other matches. They're just like, nah, unless we're like super ready, whatever. You know, we'll just chill, reset. We don't want to make it even easier for them to like, okay, that's 5v5, let's sack again while one of the doors is open. Especially with the guns getting built, you don't really want to do that. So they're playing it safe, and it's a smart move. Especially with the round timer reduced, you know, you just go for another reset. But Scratch respawning on Sniper, and Gungan is on Pyro as well.
Yeah,
so,
Pyro Sniper is very interesting for an offensive last push. Gungan up on Pyro, Zam is on Engineers, so some off classes for both teams. And we may have our first pause of the evening, Jarrett.
I guess that could technically be attack, but I don't know what it would be for. There's only been one mid-fight played. Maybe Cozy tax to talk about why they failed all the last pushes they've had. Because even though they're on their own last now, I think for the past 13 minutes, they've been, for the most part, in control. Like, they've been
Absolutely.
but they haven't been able to close things out. So, you know, maybe they lose here and they take attack to, like, talk about what they need to be doing when they're back in the driver's seat again. Or it could just be coincidental tech. Because, you know, you're on last, it stalemates, nothing's happening. And you just, since you know there's no threat, you take the tech there.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it won't be too long. Why do you think Darkest Knights have been failing so many last pushes here?
I think they've been unable to get cap time against a team that you probably want to get cap time for. The first time, I think it was an accident because they took forever to get the gun. The last time they tried to kill the flank when they didn't have their own flank to help them. Like they're at half power. High Five is literally not there, so he's not able to initiate, like, at all onto those players to kill them. So it makes sense they didn't kill any of them. They dropped 2 of them to red HP, which is cool, but then they ran away and resubbed and then team wiped. So I think they're some of it is like, you know, oops, accidental, whatever, you know, happens, and other is just like, you know, they had a game plan, and it's easy to say in a third person bird's eye view that, like, it's, you know, not in the heat of the moment, and, you know, probably a rough plan to go for, but you know, it's how it goes sometimes. It's like I said, I don't think it's been a bit since they have grinded this map. And I think they scrimmed for like half an hour and then took a break and like didn't. So, you know, you gotta get your head in the game, you know. So you give them a little bit of a pass. Whether this is attack or attack, you know that they're definitely talking strategy right now. And same could be said for GCI. So, you know, we'll kind of see, because both teams are kind of in hot water right now, because both of them are having moments where they are failing, and that is why we are at 0-0.
Yeah, 0-0 is I honestly thought this might be a little faster. Dolphin might have misled me as well when convincing me to cast. Uh, DK winning 5-0 in their regular season matchup, and now a 0-0 game with almost not quite. It's like what, 18 minutes left on the timer.
Yeah.
So pretty interesting here to see such a low scoreline, but you were right on the money.
I'm kind of curious how this is good. Both teams running a pyro. We're gonna see some dodgeball at one point. I just know it. Maybe, maybe not. But
Just Highlander, honestly. Just
yeah.
bring your pyro in on the Ubers, right?
Oh, we're unpaused. All right, so we're going
are
underway.
unpaused.
Everyone's here. So for now, because the pause is in the future, but Kawa is going to fall, so no pyro available for the side of the red team. As Cozy, you know, they're on the move now. They're beginning to poke and prod and see what's up. They still got the gun on last. Still have the oh, they don't have the pyro anymore. So they poked a little bit in lobby, but actually didn't commit. Maybe they're just hoping to see, like, okay, if we can get like an extra lobby player or something, then we'll go. But didn't really bite. But Scratch, he's lived throughout it. He's on sniper still. So we'll kind of see how things go.
Walking forward here, big peak.
Yeah, Gungan's
gonna
still
get
on
challenged.
pyro. Yep, Gungan, he's getting a little bit more aggressive and helping Dingo out, but so far, no dice when it comes to trying to break this stalemate. Either spam this gun or ignore it is going to be the plan for the side of GCI, as Scratch can only really peek so far on this side, and he's going to get double spam, but yeah, really good force. Noticing that the gun is on one side means the sack should come through the other, and GCI recognized that and successfully able to make that play happen. But high five, bombing in, some good damage on the Hannah, blasted backwards, second soldier coming in, doesn't even get the force, and Dingo's still alive, so it could be a thrown on the side, but Sai so weak, disconnected from the rest of their team. They all left different directions from the side of the Darkest Knights, and no demo man available for the side of Cozy. Only 3 people at last as Dingo trying to hurry his way back, but oh, he's gone a little bit too fast. They've turned around and found him as Cozy, maybe trying to use the distraction of Dingo's death to see if they can get anything happen, but no, it just means that this side open for the side of GCI. They're trying to work their way in, defend the point as much as possible. Respawners arrive, but they've died way too quickly, and you know, it's the little things. That's where the pause happened right there. So probably wasn't a tech. Darkest Knights probably tack. But it's just the little things. You know, they really good job getting the force, but you left different directions and lost too many. Losing side there was pretty abysmal for their team, and GCI are gonna be up 1-0 here on Sunshine.
Yeah, after 14 minutes, 1-0 is the scoreline. Not very common to see, but we're in on mid number 2, and oh, the soldier immediately
Oh my god. Do not ever.
Kawa, sit
over.
down. And
Yeah,
this is pretty much a free mid-fight win for the Darkest Knights as well. GCI are not going to commit, already down 1.
That wasn't even a mid, that was just MGE. That was crazy. So, Dingo kind of bringing it home. I think it was Dingo, not high five, right? Bringing it home, killing Kawa there. So, they have a small...
Playmo's so weak. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, the arrow misses? He has the pack though, he's fine. They're bombing him. Oh, Dingo, probably gonna die here. In the air. They're trying to clean up.
2-fall.
A 2-man, usually 2-man, when you run this in this situation, you're confident enough you can at least get some of them, but the fact they got nothing means it's gonna be kind of hard. I mean, Scratch walks in early, and Penny separated from Hannah. Oh, GCI are not on the same page. They lost 3. They just wanted to go in and see if they can get some sort of exchange or get some sort of force, but everyone's aggression is just so much separated from the side of Hannah that they lose their entire combo. I mean, they still have their Uber, but they've lost 2.
Yeah, losing 2 here. Not great for GCI. I kind of want to see them play aggressively, try to extend their lead, but certainly in a sticky situation here against the Darkest Knights.
That's the unfortunate thing for them, is I think they are trying to play aggressively and extend their lead, but it's the timing of it all. You have one player going, but one player's not ready. You can see it now. Market's in, Market's dead. Oh, he's not dead, he's 3 HP. Oh my god. Okay, they get that little, they get that bit. But a little bit of a trade happening over on the side of Valley. Scratch for high fives. The soldiers initiating in. Gonna lose a couple once more as this Uber's not come out from the side of the red team. They're A-okay to strain a couple players. Dingo's still pretty aggressive, maybe finding an opening. Bombs on the market, really weak, but will not die. Overall unsuccessful there. So Cozy give up a lot. I mean, at least they bump maybe at least a little bit of time if they can get some better respawners coming in. They do have an Uber of their own to kind of buy time, and GCI kind of know this, that you know, they don't really have enough in the tank to go for a force. They also can't commit for a mid push because the respawners are way better for the side of the Darkest Knights in that area of the map. So they're fine with holding their Uber on 2. They know that they can't really push the envelope more than they already have. But Darkest Knight's still in the driver's seat, owning mid here. Just trying to spam a little bit to soften them up, at least spot how they're holding and figure out how they want to do this. But they got some time, and it looks like Valley is going to be their choice for the combo to try to make some noise.
At least make some noise, see if they can find anything. High Five almost goes forward, kind of just stops his momentum mid-air, and that is the
Dingo
Uber out.
Yeah, bombs in, misses the air shot, but jumps right after, able to get the force onto Hannah. And
Kawa's stuck behind, by the way.
True. So it's going to be, I mean, if Kawa can get the kill on Dingo, it's going to be really good. Or at least tie up 2 players could be really good. But it doesn't seem like Cozy minds too much. I mean, they have a scout staying back. Market, it's going to get blindsided. He was spotted way too early and just gets looped around from the side of Cafe and killed at choke. So Cozy or Darkest Knights are fine with 2v1 and Kawa in the backline, while the rest of the team just pushes forward. They don't really have too much of a player disadvantage to work with. They actually get the kill on the Kawa in the backline, so successful 2v1 there. And GCI, their plans kind of dead in the water as they go back to last, and this 25 ad is still usable for Cozy. They're just walking in. They finally use Uber, jumping over, trying to get onto the heavy, able to resup and spawn. It doesn't need to make it in time, as they can't really go and play for the point because second's not capped yet. They had to get kills, and they haven't really gotten any yet. Now they're finally playing the point. Bombing over, distraction, Hannah a bit weak. Uber comes out from the side of GCI, lost Flamo though, losing a couple on each side. Cozy taking the brunt of it, and it looks like only 3 left alive.
Nice air
from side. Yeah, saves them, but overall, another last push failed for the side of Darkest Knights.
Really nice pipe, honestly. Sad doesn't get the kill, and GCI will hold strong one more time. That's 4 now, I think, that we've seen Darkest Knights. 4 times they've tried to push last, and 4 times they failed.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like...
Is this quality of GCI last holds, or failures on Darkest Knights?
That one you have to go for kills, because you literally can't corner cap, because second isn't capped yet, and they had to push because it was only 25 ad. So they're kind of pigeonholed, but I think they needed side to maybe bomb the heavy or something, because there just wasn't enough damage on it. It could have been a different game if Market did indeed die, but did not. But they get the kill on the Kawa here, so that's something to try to work things. They lose Gungan though, so overall just 1 for 1. Dingo was kind of behind, still alive, and Zam's actually pretty aggressive as well, so they've actually found some space based on how passive GCI have been running forward. Uber's going to eventually be exchanged, pop from the first side of the red team, so blue team going to have a much better Uber, able to take platform for this post-Uber, but Dingo behind at the shutter, finds him, shoots the first fire a bit early, but doesn't need to get the kill on the scratch, and enough to make sure that Penny dies as well, so Hannah will live throughout it all, but Cozy with the plays, getting the pop out of them first, Dingo getting behind to go for the plays to kind of cut off their exit, and I mean, they can try to drive. It's only 1 player ad, but the blind bomb coming in from the side of Kawa kind of thwarts them at least a bit. Does indeed die, but buys enough time for 2 respawners to come in, which pretty much kills the dry push.
Yeah, you gotta wait now for that spawner.
Oh, they really want to go in. Kawa spawns in 1 second, so the margins by which they're pushing are extremely small, and you can see those. Yeah, and that didn't really work too well.
Oh, Sai's getting obliterated by Playmo, but he dies Junie the fadeaway.
Yeah, I mean, they barely had an advantage to work off of, and you know, before Kawa was even a factor, they had 2 people going towards that heavy, immediately melted them down, really deep, and it seems like I don't know, they're just not on the same page when it comes to these last pushes. I mean, the last couple have been pretty risky, so it kind of makes sense in a way that they haven't really worked, but ideally for Cozy fans, you would hope that they can find moments where they aren't as risky situations, but they're going in now, trying to buy some space,
very
make
deep.
it chaotic. Yeah, Dingo behind. They're losing a lot, though. Probably more than they
Dingo
initially anticipated. The force, though. That's going to be the silver lining there. But GCA, honestly, they're probably not too mad. They are able to kill 2 with the Uber in overall 1-for-1 trade. But Penny dies for the force. This is not what you expected of Delman. Hopefully for the side of GCI, for their sake, they don't lose much more than this. But they really got to lock down mid for as long as possible because they have all the respawners now from the side of Cozy. That's why it's still kind of lingering. And with the fact that your Delman is the one that sacked, it means there's nothing really left to lock down these chokes. They get the kill on the Gungan. Cozy able to find themselves a way in, trying to get a lot of damage. Hannah separated. They're scattered right now. They're trying to find a way out.
Hannah should be dead to right here, but is avoiding everything. And Cozy can't collect on so much damage. Scratch was down to 9 health there.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why Delman getting the force is not really. I mean, you get the force cool, but it doesn't mean anything. Can't lock them down. They just play off their respawner advantage. You can't help, sticky them off or anything, and that's going to be a lost potential there for the side of GCI. But at least, they escape intact. It could have been way worse. They could have wiped or anything like that. as we've seen a couple times on the side of the Darkest Knights, where they go for these risky plays and it doesn't really work out, and they end up wiping from it. But we're starting entering a bit of deja vu here, as I feel like a lot of the match has been Cozy owning mid and GCI trying to hold there too. But once again, going through with a lot of players, enough damage to kill the demo, and they're living throughout it all. Both soldiers, red HP 4 and 9 respectively for High Five and Ningo, so it's going to slow things down for the push. Their soldiers aren't able to continue to make space, so but Cozy, they don't care, and it seems like GCI are actually not aware of the fact that the soldiers were that weak, that they were basically dead for a long period of time, pretty much.
Well, High Five,
but,
High Five, I think some of it was self-inflicted, so GCI wouldn't have known. Market has come up on Heavy, now swapping right back to Scout, as GCI is opting to contest second here with the Ubers in hand.
Yeah, that's two. Pretty good for an attempt at least a counter sack, if not a full-on push, and they're bringing their whole team here to make it really hard for them to figure out how to deal with this sack. Maybe coming from Flamo, no, just a bit of fake. They're getting a lot of cap time, but it's not really going to matter that much. I mean, the respawners are already here. I mean, what are you going to do now that everyone's already arrived? You got to commit to something. Get the forest, go for an exchange. Too late for an exchange now. Scratch, pretty aggressive, does escape, and GCI, I think they were a bit torn on what they were actually going to commit for, or at least maybe they just kind of went out open-ended and no one really saw anything that was that amazing. Honestly, kind of lucky they didn't really bite the bullet there and lose someone in that attempt to try to push out. They don't have a gun yet either, which means, yeah, the sack now is a good timing. It's only level 1, a lot of damage on the hand. I'm going to go ahead and enter spawn. Get the kill on the Kawa, which is something, but not too much there to really write home about as GCI, and maybe they'll poke around at least a little bit, but they don't have that much in the tank left themselves. At least they swapped off Engineer, but doesn't look like they're committing.
Very questionable Dingo Bomb. He got no damage and took out his shovel and then got obliterated in midair.
Yeah, the timing was kind of forth. Like the gun, you knew the gun wasn't up, so you want to go fast while it's still level 1, but it also means you're not spotting it all. So you really just go blind and cross your fingers. At least if it doesn't work out, that you reset, just try again. As long as you don't lose too many people than you anticipate. But for the side of GCI, they got the gun. Not doing too much more than that, moving the gun to its current position on the left-hand side.
Shooting it again.
And oh, they're bombing while the gun was getting built in the... Oh, beautiful timing. High Five spotted the engineer was moving the gun, called it, and once again, the gun's like not being able to shoot people, just go in right then. Able to find the force, and no Dillman, gonna make it kind of hard. Scratch might fall. So does indeed die, so overall, 2 for 2 trade, 3 for 2 trade, very, very good from the side of Cozy, and they can actually start drying now, and Dingo and Zam will just show up later. They actually pop, playing it safe, don't want to spam the gun now, just get in and get these frags, or at least get the cap time. Flamo kind of presenting himself, trying to go for this kill on the soldier maybe, get a little bit of cap time, bringing him over, side blasted back. Flamo still defending, but only 2 left alive for the side of GCI, means it's not going to be enough for them to hold on to this last any longer, as Cozy tie up the game at 1-1.
7th time's the charm for the Darkest Knights, but they tie it up at 1, as you just said, and with just over 5 minutes to play, quite an interesting spot we found ourselves in, Jarrett. Who do you think is going to clutch this one out?
It really depends on the mids, which, I mean, I kind of lean a little bit towards Cozy, because it seems like GCI are getting scattered at least a little bit, unless they change their plan now and bring something a little bit different to the table that Cozy do not expect. See a lot of aggression right at the back from the side of GCI. Market running at High Five in there. Over by the opposing Tetris, Hannah immediately dropped to 40 HP. Has to back up pretty safe. High bombs coming in. Dingo threatening her.
Kawa is behind
in a corner. That's going to be a dead medic. But Speedy dies as well. Deaths all over the field. Able to collect those kills. Red health players all over the board except for the side of Kawa, who's back collecting packs. As Pistol comes out, able to kill Penny, but Zam, last one left alive, gonna pack himself. Running away, doesn't want to take the 1v2, at least for now. But overall, a bit better from the side of GCI. They lost a couple people, a late Dillman death, but same can be said for Sai. Is overall, the big ticket here is they get their mid victory, get it capped up. Now, it'll probably enter another stalemate, but this time, between mid and 2, it's gonna be GCI in the driver's seat owning mid.
Absolutely even here, so the stalemate is inevitable. Would you call that a sloppy mid? Only 3 players total surviving that.
I definitely think it was more balanced. It wasn't like one-sided where someone completely melted and someone was unable to participate. Usually it kind of means that, everyone took 1v1s or 2v2s and, they found their person, didn't miss too many shots or, made sure the focus fire was on point. People didn't, live with red HP when they should have died. Things like that, at least for the most part compared to a lot of other mids. So, we'll see where things start to alter at least a tad. A bomb comes in. I do not think that's where Kawa wanted to land, but either way, we'll end up dying.
Gorgeous pipe.
Yeah, Cozy on the move through Valley, finding some damage onto the scouts, maybe at least a little bit, but not quite enough. Actually, the explosives from Cozy are the ones that are taking the brunt of the damage, and I think that damage that GCI just put out of them into the Valley area gonna kind of kill things there. As once again, just gonna chill. I mean, the poked and prodded, but Kawa Spy, is that a commit or is that a check? That is a commit. Kawa Spy.
Let's go highlighter time.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. No one's spotting through the choke to see the Spy crossing. They will have to fight against the fact that, you know, you gotta get something going faster. You're starting to gonna get paranoid, like, why are they not doing anything? Like, nothing's happening. Are they running a spy? Is that why? So, GCI, they gotta get the ball moving soon. Kawa's already behind. Going through dungeon is the decloak spot. And GCI, they're poking a little bit. Not too aggressive, though.
He should. Oh my god, he's gonna get the demo. He gets the demo and almost goes for the soldier as well. Doesn't find it, but big pick onto Sai.
Really good success there. I mean, not the drop, but still a Doman means no stickies, and you can see that GCR are walking themselves in at least a little bit, and a bit weak will have to pop. So Uber once again popped from the first side of the red team in these exchanges. I mean, Blue gonna have to stay, or able to stay much longer as they're chasing us a little bit. Scratch able to surf out, so will not die there, but yeah, mind the stickies. We don't really have that much to play off of as Cozy just biding their time. They're okay with everything. And not really going to lead to too much there. I mean, GCI, they had an opportunity, but the execution of getting that Uber exchange off in their favor was definitely pretty poor. Hannah took a lot of damage. Not enough damage came out onto Cozy. I don't know if that was missed shots or just not enough spam in particular, like focus fire in general. But either way, the opportunity there kind of squandered, and, you know, got to go back to square one with only 90 seconds remaining until you go to another mid. So we'll see what GCI bring up here is, you know, they're poking a little bit, so they're not completely waiting until they get their Uber, but makes things kind of scary. You don't have a get of a out of jail free card, so we'll see how things roll. Someone's behind. That's Kawa.
High fives in onto Playmo as well through choke. Oh, and then yeah, as you mentioned, Kawa dead behind. High five taking a bit of space here in choke.
Yep, even Ubers. So I mean, High Five's weak, so he's not really gonna bomb in. And Zam was poking and prodding, but I think Cozy are, you know, they're definitely showing to be a team where in these stalemate, they're only really gonna go if it's crazy good. Like they got a 2-player advantage or like someone was super ready. Because if you keep doing all these sacks, it just means it's even easier to like find a door unwatched. So like if High Five's counter sacking, that means he can't really watch that one less soldier to watch Valley. Then it's way easier for GCI to get people behind again in the 5v5. But you know, push comes to shove. 35 seconds left. You need time to get the cap time if you do succeed. So they're beginning to push through the Valley area. Bomb comes in for Kawa. A lot of damage. They knock him on the platform at least a little bit, but not quite enough to really do too much here. GCI still showing. Maybe go for an exchange. Mark is going to explode though, and that's going to be the end of them. Is nice shot from the side of Zam with the ornament to kill Playmo, and it's a good play from the, I guess, flank of Cozy on the side of Valley. And High Five going in deep. Not really going to fight too much. Same with Sai. Sai could die here maybe. No. Oh, it's going to be Dingo instead.
Penny obliterated shooting from
GCI is gonna stay. They have incentive to stay here way more now that Zam's dead. Gungan's trying to go in for a force, and oh, they're stuck. I mean, is Soldier gonna be able to jump to 2 and get cap time while this? Yes. I think Cozy, they had a really good opportunity here, but I think they thought that was so free that it was chain feeding. Yeah, they get the cap now, but the discipline, very much not there. Very casual, like, yeah, we own this, we got this. And Uber available for the side of GCI. They're going in. There's 21 seconds until you hit infinite overtime, so I don't know. They're probably not going to spawn him, but getting the kill on Nigo's going to be really good for them. Ball coming in. High five. Able to get the frag. A lot of damage from both sides. Heavy on the field, though. Hannah's dead. 10 seconds left until infinite overtime. Penny and Playmo, last one's up alive, and it looks like Cozy are still holding on. Speedy alive throughout it all, so they have an ad to work with. Try to push themselves out of last here, and honestly, they might just, yeah, they got buffs. They're gonna go ahead and drive it. Scrat on Spy. Is he committing? He is committing. I don't think he's gonna get there in time for a back cap. Maybe, probably not. His team's not really ready to block that easy, but he'll be there nonetheless for a play. It looks like they're gonna try to block. They're bombing in, but yeah, obviously not in
Dingo
time.
Caught him. I think Dingo bumped him.
Bumped him. All right, well, Spy spotted, so play down the drain. Kawa 4 HP. Gotta get healed up, and
yeah, they're hunting him.
Rough water for the, I guess water can't be rough. You know what I mean. For the side of
rough seas? No.
Yeah.
Water can be rough in that sense.
Yeah. Bomb comes inside. Did some damage, took some as well. There's still a soldier lingering around trying to escape through a cafe. They finally killed the soldier. They finally caught the Spy. High five, 3 HP, 2 more than you need, able to get the pack and be A-okay. So good cap from the side of Cozy, getting 2 for that Uber, A-okay with that. GCI, at least they have an Uber of their own, but they're not gonna have the forwards here. So do you go all out, hide in the corner, go, you know, Uber ad, forwards V6? Probably not, unless they got super close. But Cozy, they're not actually getting close at all. Playing it safe. They don't want to poke and prod. They're probably afraid of GCI being around a corner unspotted, and they just get Ubered on. So they're saying, no, we're good. If you want to use this ad, you had to come in to us. But they have the respawners now. Only 30 ad now, so it's really small high five spots up in the valley area, backing up, so everyone kind of knows what the deal is. Looks like Dingo and Zam might be positioned to go for some sort of play on the play mode, but no.
Oh, this
Kawa
is
comes
huge
and saves
damage.
them. Yeah, it was spotted way earlier, and they weren't going for a fourth there. They're trying to poke and prod to see if they can go for another flank play that worked so earlier, but I think play was spotted early. Kawa bailed him out, and this Uber is still available, but same could be said for the side of Speedy. Only one player advantage for the side of GCI to work off of, so less soldier spam to kind of prevent them from walking in. Still a lot of damage up, pop comes out, going through, finally get the pop out. Sai almost dies, but is A-okay for now. Still, someone's lingering inside lobbies a little bit with Zam. Gonna die, even less players. You have no room, no players. Yeah, Cozy just back up to last. They know it's not in a good spot right now, and they're really not in a good spot because this is infinite overtime. If GCI win this push, this dry, which I assume they might do, Zam's still dead for a bit. They just win right here, so let's see how it goes.
And it's going to be the scout walking in first. Oh, Playmo eats a rocket now in the air. It's the soldier high five. There was a bit of pressure onto Cap, but it's not going to be enough. 3 fall just finding Dingo. And Darkest Nights hold off GCI once again here.
And GCI's timing, I mean, it's hit or miss really. Like, they have these opportunities and you see them try to use them, which is really good on them, but it's always Scratch going in first, and I feel like these soldiers are really slow at trying to make space. And obviously, it's hard to say whose fault it is. Is it the soldiers not communicating they can't go in yet, or, you know, is it Scratch like not waiting for him and going too early? But either way, I always see just like one scout run in and just get obliterated, and there's no one else to distract for them. They're unable to focus fire, unable to peel for each other, and that makes some of these drive pushes really hard. So it might be something that they look back to if they don't come out on top here. But they still are in a at least decent spot now. They own mid, even ooze for both teams. Some time still left on the clock to try to break. Kawa goes in for a bomb, but does not really get too far. Kind of dies over by the choke and valley area still. So on the side of Cozy, they haven't really done counter sacks. I mean, high fives inside Cafe. They have the flank kind of poking around. Dingo might commit. Yeah, he is committing on Hannah. Surfs it, unable to jump to chase, so that's gonna be the counter. At least a little bit late, but you know, GCI they might be able to work with this. They're going over towards the valley side area. No, sorry, the Cafe side area. And with less spam, it might be easier for them to walk themselves in here and go for a force, maybe in exchange if they're ballsy enough for it.
Yeah, curious to see where the exchange is going to actually happen. Gunkin dying here.
Oh,
and
back to
finding
last
the frags. Yeah, you got to back out. You can't stay with one man down. So likely, well, doesn't look like anybody going for the off class except Zam coming up on heavy. Gunkin might respond with something.
No time for sentry, so just go up on heavy because they want to sack now. Bomb comes in, doesn't really find too much. Yeah, good job going heavy, recognizing that they're gonna sack. Yeah, they would sack while the gun was being built really, really fast, so just go heavy and then you can do the gun afterwards, and works out in their favor. So they're holding on for now. Got the gun and sniper combo, no off classes for the side of GCI as Kawa has come up on soldiers, so we'll see some cookie cutter action here. They actually did a pretty good job at recognizing where the gun is and sacking on the opposite side, so I'm kind of curious how Cozy's going to reinforce this. They have the gun in the same position, which means it's the opposite side of the map where the dome and actually, I guess side does have some sticks there. But Speedy holding back. They're not doing a forward hold. I guess they don't know there's no sniper. They're not afraid of it yet because they haven't seen it and it doesn't exist.
No, he shot.
For the red team. So they're holding back. They don't have to fear against like sniper sidelines holding against the wall. They're holding by the spawn. Yeah. So bomb comes in. Kawa doesn't really find too much. Maybe no one's
pretty aggressive here with the sniper. I like this.
Yeah, just poking a little bit. They're not going to commit too far, though. It's not been their style so much this match. I mean, Zam could ask one of them to open the shutter, but they're stickies. But Kawa up on Soldier once again, so still trying to go for this play. Considering Speedy's at the spawn, and Speedy's not really like a hide and spawn type of player, I still expect probably Sacks to go in if maybe they try to spam gun the gun first, maybe. But if they don't, they're probably just going to full send it through the right-hand side from their own perspective, and just try to get the sack on a Speedy. But they're poking the other side first, the left side, seeing as possible. It's a distraction. They get the kill on the Playmo, and on Akawa. Gun does a little bit of help there. No soldiers available. 2 kills. Do they reset back to mid, or do they try to claw themselves out of their last? Considering the time and the situation, I'd be unsurprised to see just a continued stalemate here. They're poking to see if they can get some extra damage or free
Ooh,
room here.
big
High
bump,
five
high
committing on the demo, doesn't really find. Oh no, they
Oh, it
do with
gets
the
it.
fall damage. Okay, nice. So no demo man available, but it's still just a demo man. They still have some work to do if they want to work their way out here. Got some respawners from the side of GCI that aren't quite there yet, but yeah. I think they recognize that it's still like kind of a slim margin. There's no player advantage here. There's a pyro you have to find yourself to work your way through. The gun was still on last the whole time. They didn't go off. They didn't switch off their off classes, so you have less players in the field. So back to last they go. They are gonna full on go for a reset here probably, unless GCI white, which they might do in a last hurrah to try to push here. Under 90 seconds remaining for the red team to go ahead and push. But put the dispenser down.
No.
Killing a scrap. This pyro just in.
Yeah, Kawa's way too aggressive here. They're gonna die. Oh my god, Sai is finding 4 here. And Sam gets 2.
And they are pushing out. 3's enough, or at least a 2-player advantage is enough. But the Uber's still available for the side of GCI. They're really passive though. They're like fine giving up 2. They don't want to try to do anything ballsy here because they are also recognizing the situation they find themselves in. No more time for risky plays for either of these teams. It appears as back to the good old mid to 2-second stalemate. GCI in the driver's seat once again. As we'll see what they try to do here. I think their success in trying to break this stalemate has been a little bit mixed on their own doing. I feel like it's been Cozy kind of messing up with some of the counter sacks sometimes, or at least the failed pushes into mid. But, new situation, new you, as they're poking around through the cafe area. You gotta be mindful of the spam, but distracted with the shoulder bomb. First one misses on to Speedy, and actually no damage is done to Speedy at all. Kawa unable to really hit the mark there. I think Sai ate one of the rockets. So, oh, so Kawa was on man tread, so she was going for the play where, you can't really get denied by one of the scouts, but it ends up not mattering if you do not hit your rockets. Unfortunate for the red soldier, but, Sai's just walking in. Hello? Playmo's just dead. Someone shoot the Snailman. They finally do it, but bomb comes in. Dingo's behind, distracting. Both scouts are turning. That just lets them run in. Now Penny left out to drive. Pistol down by the side of Gungan. Good distraction.
Dingo 1
still
HP.
alive. 1 HP in a dream. Cozy finding some room here. Pyro on the field. Kawa, short range, can't really do too much here. Is an exchange. It's going to buy some time for the side of GCI to respawn, but Kawa, 2 scouts. That's not a situation you want to find yourself in. Cozy are A-okay with this. It's a good exchange. Finds them and nets them mid, and well, they can't block out Penny and Market. They can block out the respawn of Kawa, and High 5 and Sai coming soon. I mean, no, you're not gonna dry this probably. They just got their team there. The Kawa's already respawned. There's not really too much to work off of. I mean, you can disrespect dry, but their whole team's here, so it's not really working off of anything. But yeah, they're going in, making some room. Zam's in so deep, just melts. Overall 1 man. I think High 5 was gonna commit and then mess something up or didn't really look good, so decided screw it. Both sort of a little bit weak. GCI are working the way through though. Cafe, choke. Not really committing themselves too much though. Now Market's in. Now you have
It's
a soldier
slight ad. It's like 15-20 ad here for Darkest Nights. I don't know if they saw that or knew that rather, because they're not gonna do anything. It will be an exchange.
I think both medics live, so I think it's artificial. I think both teams are expecting like it to be relatively even.
Okay.
So you don't really like some building or whatever if it's just even. But still a lot of time for the side of Cozy here to break this stalemate, which is flipping back and forth between, trying to break any other teams too. Value, door choice for the side of Cozy in the past, and they are here once again. But Dingo, tries to skip in, Playmo there to kind of thwart him. So plan dead in the water. Bomb's coming in to kind of retaliate at least a bit on the choke side, but not really going to commit. Just spam back and forth and, a little bit of fakes to kind of pressure the other team out, or maybe get lucky and juggle someone up in the air. But no dice there, so Cozy. Plan A didn't work. Now time to go to Plan B. It's still, actually, Plan B looks like the exact same thing. They have their team in Valley and Dingo's in Cafe. And Playmo and the traps are still there. If
Dingo in.
Try again. Oh, the missed though. Went for the air shot. Does not quite connect. And Sai
in trouble.
The final lock does connect. Kawa able to collect the frag, and that's enough for GCI to work off of. No stickies. You surely move off that. Try to get the force, at least something. And yeah, they're approaching choke. They're ready to go. Hannah needs a little bit of damage, but they're in like Slid. Uber gets down from the side of Cozy. On to Penny. Almost drops her down. It's going to be High 5, the one falling over the side of Cafe as GCI. They're just in. Cozy don't have anyone left alive to really hold this. Speedy so weak doesn't. He died to the scatter from Market. 2 scouts trying to put in work against the remaining side of GCI, but there's too much in the tank from the side of GCI to kind of thwart them from taking this mid for themselves. And with Speedy's spawn going to get blocked, there's no way that Cozy hold this. They have to hope for a miracle here with a side trap or something if they want to find a way out of their last before this ad kicks in, because a free 2 situation, they're being diligent about the traps, probably not going to kill anyone. This could be GCI with the last picture that seals the deal.
Yeah, kind of crazy to think that they've gotten into this situation. Darkest Knights will have Zam up on Engineer, but 60% ad for GCI. They just need to wait a few more seconds, and then they've got almost a guaranteed map win.
Yeah, they're going under to try to kill the gun and ignore the pyro as well, so going under. Immediately going towards the gun that's over here on the barrel side, taking it down. Gotta play point, bring some soldiers over. Dingo's there. Scratch actually took a bit of damage. A nice air shot. 5-5 to take down Playmo. So immediately down 3 as soon as this post kicks off. GCI. I mean, they got the gun, they got some caps. I mean, brought a soldier over, but the market garden seals the deal. And they melted like nobody's business there. And that's going to be a full wipe. Back to mid you go, and it's going to be disad that they're working against. Market Sniper is going to be the thing that try to holds them here, but they only have half their team here. Only 3 of them got forwards. They can't really prevent Cozy from doing much here. Soldier Bomb did. Kawa tried to just solo kill. Dingo didn't really work out, and that's kind of just a feat, to be honest. So unfortunate play doesn't work out there from the red soldier, but even more room for the side of Darkest Knights to work off of. No sniper on the field anymore. Still some traps they have to work through, but huge ad. They could take this slow if they wanted, and that's definitely what they're doing, especially with the Kawa kill. The script is flipped. Now it's a big ad push for Cozy.
Yeah, and you'd hope that they'd learn from attempts 1 through 7 and just get it cleanly here. We will find out shortly. It's just the heavy up for the defense as the Uber is popped in through the right side, pushing forward. No kills, but good pressure from Gunkin. He's going to get a flash, maybe a little too early. High five in, high five pig! But is it enough? It's not!
Penny put
last survivor.
Penny put a trap on the left stairs, and during the post, Speedy walked into it. So at the last couple seconds, Cozy had no arrows, no heals, no nothing. So they couldn't win the war of attrition even if they tried. But they melted a lot anyway, but it was definitely enough to really seal the deal there. So good job from Penny keeping their team alive. As Cozy, they're trying to dry at least a little bit. They have their heals ready, and they know that Hannah's not quite there. Penny's just dead. 5-5 surviving throughout it all. Walls and arrow, Scratch tries to clean him up, but is unsuccessful, and with no dome, and back to Lash to go for the side of GCI. Tech really small ad, 15 to work with. I think they know of its existence because Speedy dying to that trap, and they just want to drywall the demo instead.
Underneath.
Yeah, dueling Dingo.
Cover, should we get run at? Gunkin easy frag, and now onto Scratch. Oh, but the heavy finding that frag. Scratch is going to die on point. Zam cleaning up the kill. And Darkest Knights don't commit. They're actually going to lose one more there. Playmo finds Zam.
Yeah, but this is still ad. They're still going to try to go for it. Oh, GCI, they don't recognize the 15 ad. They don't respect the 15 ad. Hannah, 22 HP, dies, unable to get the spawn in time. Penny's able to reset, but Playmo can't be as in dire straits right now. Gets scattered down. The heavy's on the field. Market doing some damage. Pyro on the field as well, trying to tank for their team. They're stuck in this little corner from the side of Cozy. It's Teeter trotting back and forth around it. The Speedy gonna die.
Scratch!
Scratch is on a timer now. Trying to piss him down.
Scratch!
Oh my god, Scratch. I'm getting my tongue twisted, and he gets a 4K there on that last Zam, trying to clutch up, gets a kill on the Scratch. Not much more than that, though. So first it was Penny, then it was Scratch. GCI are holding on by a thread. They do not want to win, or they do not want to lose this first map here.
Scratch goes huge. That was nuts, a 4K to hold the point. And now DK still have this mid, and it's an even situation, Jared.
Yep. Even Ubers, both medics died around the same time. They know this, so wow, a lot of deja vu here. No disrespect dry. Everyone's just building up. At least no disrespect dry for now. You might see Sax a little bit early, like off kilter, like, hey, we're still building at 90, and the soldier came in. We weren't ready for that. But plenty of time to spot at least while you're building, so. But there's not too much to really. Get the combo in Cafe this time for the side of Cozy, which is different. They've been in Valley for the most part. They is spotted. Soldier spamming it just a tad. No real eyes onto Valley, so Dingo gets through. Not unscathed though. He did get a trap, but is technically behind as the side of Cozy still poking and prodding, drawing eyes over to this Cafe area, so Dingo and Zam are able to get in, and Dingo going in for the bomb, finding Hannah, bomb in, Surf out, and is A-okay, and that's a 3-man. A lot of confidence.
2 health.
Oh, okay, there. So it's a 2-man, but still, I mean, if you do a 2-man, you definitely don't want to end with just 2-player disad. So Cozy, I mean, you either got to Giga Chat up and take the exchange of your life, or just hightail it out. And considering where they're standing right now and how the exchange has been going, they're just going for it. But it was read like a book. Hannah doesn't even need to use. Playmo bombs in, gets some damage on the side, so they get a kill for the Uber. But GCI are fine with this. Flank in from Dingo.
For the force.
On to Penny. Blasting Penny back, not gonna commit. High five is able to get behind in the distraction though. Gunkin committing, Zam as well. They're going in, collapse, Hannah forced, but a lot of people are still on the field for the side of Cozy. Zam gets a pistol kill on the scratch, so overall they've found themselves out just barely, only losing one. No scout speed available for the side of Cozy, but they don't need it quite yet. And with Dingo still behind, could be a thorn in their side. Might meet Playmo though if he's not too careful. But GCI still on the move. They know that Cozy's not completely set up here, and they already have a soldier poking and prodding through the valley side as High Five's trying to duel him. But they're through Cafe. Mind the stickies. Oh, that's a dead scout. If I've ever seen one. Market will indeed die there. And Dingo still behind, might be able to find a timing here. Is spotted, chased down. They actually have Penny going back as well. It means they know there's no stickies. Hey, the Delman's running back for me, and they find Playmo unable to hold the door by himself. Soldier jumping away. Kawa at 30 HP. Panda dies as well.
High five!
Huge plays from him. Dingo dies in the back line, but they've already got the players they need to from the side of Cozy on a GCI is after, oh, Market in the corner. It's not really going to work. He's alive for now, but Cozy swing things around. Captured mid. Scout on mid. Zam runs on top of it, and they found themselves a free second. They found themselves a full ad, but if the entirety of this match has told us anything, is this does not mean you're about to win a round.
Yeah, nothing is guaranteed when it comes to Darkest Night's last pushes, or any pushes for that matter. GCI has a very tall task ahead of them, though, if they're going to hold on again. Engineer got that leveled gun going up on the left, Heavy playing the right side. And is it under? Don't see this too often.
They're milking. They know there's no threat to them. They actually get up the stairs fully before they go ahead and use, trying to get on the gun. It's getting repaired a bit. Side missed a couple of pipes, but is able to finally get the gun. Heavy on the field, taking a bit of damage. Will probably reset in time, but they're launching themselves over the Heavy. Actually able to get him. Unable to reset the time. GCI have lost so much. They were able to tank so well in these last holds, but now they don't quite hit the mark. And only 3 left alive. Hannah 80%. They don't have enough in the tank here. It's a 5v3. They got to pull off an amazing feat, but it's unable to come to fruition. Cozy, I mean, it took them a couple tries, but they finally were able to seal the deal. For this map, it is 2-1, and now we move on to Granary. So, GCI, you know, it's the other team's map.
Was that an hour of TF2 for one map?
Yeah, probably something like that, yeah. It's infinite overtime's how it goes sometimes. But if you like stalemates, boy, do we have a map for you. Because the next map is Granary.
Oh boy!
Why don't you take a peek at the logs and see if you can see anything off the bat that kind of catches your eye. I mean, it was a close game, so it could be hard sometimes to see too much, but anything right off the bat, or?
Oh, I don't see logs yet. I don't have them yet.
Oh, well, I said that because I didn't see them either. I usually wait for the stream.
Ah. Well, Delvin hasn't posted them, so it's his fault. Shout out to Caleb for the Prime sub. Here's logs, and top damage is 298 from Sai. Good stuff there. 36 kills for Zam. And Kawa going 20 and 44. Most deaths. What are you seeing, Jared?
Honestly, when it comes to games like this, the only thing you can really, like, I mean, it's a close game. Look at a lot of the combat classes, and some of the stats aren't too dissimilar. Obviously, a team wins, so, you know, you can pick and choose here and there where it's better. I think the big thing probably is the more soldier deaths from the side of GlobalClan Ice when you compare Dingo to Kawa, and then the additional med deaths on Hannah compared to Speedy. And I don't think Speedy was playing particularly baity either. He was not playing resup on last holds. He was like not holding super far back. He was just trying to juke and jive as best he could. So I think those things combined were probably the things that kind of tipped the scales at least a little bit. But you know, the logs only tell one story because anyone who watched this match knew that this was a game about last pushes or lack thereof. You know, so could have been a different game if. Yeah, I think if either one of the teams just had to have it a little more down, it could have swung in a different direction. But that's how it goes sometimes. You know, you gotta play a BO3. You can only practice so many, you know, before your matches. Especially if you have to play one Tuesday or Wednesday, and then, you know, comes through the next day. You got a little bit of a gauntlet going on. You had the whole regular season to get your map pool all sorted up, and you know, if I get to reap the fruits of your labor if you practice whatever map you picked a whole lot. But move on to Granary, which is going to be a map that I think these teams have played like at least a little bit recently. Only a handful though, and I was honestly kind of surprised to see that it was GCI picked it. Usually you look at a map at like Granary nowadays and it's viewed as like an upset map, just because it's not that spammed really in any environment, like through pugs or through scrims or anything. But they pick it versus the team that's like full of players that, you know, constantly played this map in like a playoffs level in ESCA like over and over again. But yeah, sometimes, you know, just are away from a map long enough, gotta take a bit to catch up on some things. Maybe you got a couple wacky mid strategies to pull out, and that's gonna be their ticket to victory. You never know. So, like I said in the beginning, the method to your madness, and we'll see what GCI is able to pull out. Because if they are unable to win their map pick of Granary, then they are going out at 5th/6th place, and Darkest Nights will move on. So it's really all down to the wire here.
Before we see map number 2, we're going to take a quick break. So go to the bathroom, grab some water, and then we'll be back for map number 2, Granary.
We are back after our intermission, entering Granary time, a map it's nowadays kind of seldomly played, to be honest, but shows up every now and then, and we see it once again here in playoffs. As sometimes you gotta pull out a map that's not spammed so much to kind of get the leg up on your opponent, especially if you consider yourselves to be the underdogs. And I think GCI definitely consider themselves that. But they've done a pretty good job so far on Sunshine. But the question is, will they be able to keep up the pace and turn it around so they can get a map victory here? As we said before, the break, dire straits right now is losing here. It means getting 5th to 6th place. We are in playoffs. A reminder to all of you before we get too deep. Just a reminder of playoffs. It's entering that time of year, and got the weekend. It's going to be grand finals on Sunday. Got, I think, upper bracket and lower bracket on Saturday. So different days and different times as well. The matches are going to start at 5 and 8 EST. I think two BO3s and then a BO3 and a BO5. So if you're just thinking just watch on Tuesday, Thursday or whatever, nope, we're at that point. So definitely want to keep your eyes peeled, because otherwise you're going to miss the finals. And it's considering how the matches have been so far this season between all the teams, I think even this match kind of shows that they're definitely ones that you do not want to miss. But back to this game, Granary, I think everyone kind of knows it at this point as the 7 CP. It's kind of concerning considering what we just saw in terms of the slowness in the last match on Sunshine. But you never know. Sometimes it's just Sunshine was a byproduct of, not being prepared for Sunshine last pushes for both the teams. But, maybe one team is way more prepared for Granary mids, or Granary last pushes than the other one. So you never know what can happen. But with GCI as the team that picked it here, they probably have something up their sleeve. So I'm kind of curious how Cozy's going to adjust.
Yeah, chat is split 50-50 on channel point betting right now, which is excellent to see. I wonder if we'll get predictions up soon, but yes, there they are. Shout out Dolphin. Who do you think is going to take this one, Jarrett? What's the scoreline?
Well, I think it's kind of shown that Cozy are able to keep themselves in the driver's seat for a decent amount of time through general gameplay, but I think we're going to hit some deja vu here in terms of being proficient at a map in particular. Because even though they're the old heads, right? They have some experience this season on Granary as a team, but they haven't played it at all super recently. Compared to GCI, which I think they scrimmed it the other day, so they talked about a mid or two, or have Granary on the brain. I think it's gonna take a bit for Cozy to get situated to a point where they could ever oh yeah, we just play the mid and we full wipe them because we've been practicing this for weeks now. I don't think, despite being the better team in my opinion, I don't think they're gonna be at that point. So I think we're once again gonna be reaching a slow game where Cozy's able to find a little bit of room, but then they're not refined enough to take it away, and GCI will take what they have actually practiced as a team that has practiced it and deliberately picked it to try to punish Cozy for not being 100% ready for the map. But I still feel like it will probably be it'll be a close game, but I think it's going to be similar to Sunshine where Cozy comes out on top. I'll say 2-0 for Cozy for Darkest Nights.
Wow. I think GlobalClan Ice, with how they looked holding on to last and how many times they held up DK, even if it was often DK errors, they still made those plays. I think they take this. I think they're going to take it 2-1, and we're going to have another long, drawn-out game.
Yeah, should probably honestly pull up the timer. It's Granary. Pull up the timer. How long will this game last?
Over under 2 a.m. finish time.
Between 30 and 45 minutes. Actually, no. Between 30 and 60 minutes. How long will this match last? That's gonna be a good prediction.
57 likely.
I'm saying 46. I feel like it won't be as long as Sunshine somehow, but you never know. Honestly, once you get past infinite overtime and a round will win it, if you're that even, it's you never know. A team could start coming back and it takes forever, or a team could just get the round and then seals the deal right there. It just kind of depends on who's in the lead there when it kicks off. So you never know. In a way, I think it's a harder thing to predict really than scoreline.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, Dolphin has the actual prediction up. Let's go. What did I say? I thought it would be 53.
You said 57 or something? In the 50s.
In the 50s for sure. I'll just make that 55, somewhere in the middle.
Look like the average is somewhere in the 40s, which it's respectable. It's like I said, it could be a 31-minute game just because coincidentally a team pushes at the timer. When the time was hitting 0, GCI had just failed to push. So, you never know when the timing of things are going to be. But on a Granary, I expect to see probably a lot. Honestly, probably as much off-classing as we've already saw in Sunshine, because there's that pyro theory on Snakewater 2nd. The sniper sidelines are very, very respectable, so you're definitely going to see way more of that. They're already warming up on it, but time for warm-up is over. As we are live between both these teams, a little bit of a roll-up before the teams kind of get there and get the mid underway. But it is the second map between Darkest Nights and GCI. GCI down one map, lose here, they are out, and Cozy want to continue on as much as possible as well, so it's do or die here.
Penny pretty weak on this first mid. Eats a lot of damage. Go pick up the pack and whoa, Sai's gonna die.
On top of the stickies. Hannah's
bait bomb. Hannah's so weak.
Kills though. They're in GCI's favor. A couple red health players from GCI, but not enough focus firing, especially with Sai's early death to actually get those kills. So I think Penny just shot the same spot on Cat, and then Sai just walked on him. Dead.
That will be a GCI mid-fight win, and on their map pick, now looking to push into second pretty cleanly.
Finds Sai again!
Scratch
Speedy!
Oh!
99%! That wasn't even a disrespect drop or anything. That was him not having the plays from the side of Cozy. They didn't have anyone up, or they were all sitting at the shutter, and now they're just walking and taking it free. It's like I said, they might be the old heads, but you gotta remember these little things. You're gonna get punished for it, and GCI have practiced Granary recently. They're locked in right now, so and Cozy gonna have to claw their way back, but for now, the lead is only 1-0, but it is in favor of GCI.
Just like that, everybody's perception of this match is shattered with a rather fast opening round. We'll see if DK can come back and kind of stabilize here. The Psy Guy death on mid really just opened it up for GCI, and I'll be watching him, see if he stays alive on this strip.
Yep, seems like a different mid from the side of GCI, changing it up, and oh, Sam, hello? Cleans up market, but dies for it.
Dingo.
Bomb coming from Dingo. Hannah surfing away. No real follow-up there to get the kill onto the medics, of both losing 2. Height advantage in favor of Cozy. Flammo immediately blasted back by Gungan, taken out, and High Five on the move now. Finds Hannah, a little bit of damage, commits, doesn't need to get the kill. Only 2 left alive from the side of GCI. They get the kill in the High Five, but Scratch really weak. Doesn't quite die, but Penny will certainly die from the side of Gungan here, as only 1 sole survivor from the side of GCI's. Finding Zam, 1 shot, dead. And different mid from the side of GCI to change things up.
How was Spy?
They lost all height, so Cozy run away with that. But yes, committing on Spy here.
Defense Spy commitment, so you're just going for the drop basically.
Mm-hmm.
And
or the second block.
That's true. That's true.
That's not fast enough for a second block though.
How it's gonna get past? Oh, this is the play.
Could be the timing.
Oh, I think they hurt the shutter, honestly.
I think it was either the decloak or they coincidentally wanted the ammo, but either way, the Uber comes out from the side of Cozy, bombing in towards the gun, immediately wiped out. Gotta get Playmo off the pipe, are doing a good enough job, and actually probably just gonna kill him. They get a lot of cap time as well, so only 4 left on the field. They have the heavy. Penny's able to get some damage on the gun here. The cap time though, Psy's just on it. Psy has the pain train. He gets 2 pipes, kills Penny, kills Scratch, and caps it all by himself.
High Five's doing 100%. He's able to jump in, distract the heavy, get that damage away from the point, and then rely on his team to win the battle on point, get the cap, and very quickly it's 1-1 here. And definitely a different pace from map 1.
Definitely got to respect the High Five Soldier called in the beginning, and especially on a map like Granary. He's hated this map on Scout so much that he has a seething passion for it on Soldier, I can only imagine. Finally a change of place where he gets to actually play it for once. But another mid ring out for both these teams. Once again, changing it up for the side of GCI. Different mid every single time. Cozy actually going in to try to kill Flammo in the side of the garage, bringing 2 people over for it, and they get 1 in terms of high fives, and Height trying to be taken by the side of the right team, but oh, good job from Dingo, able to take out Market, and they're surviving inside the enemy team's garage. The blue team is they're getting levitated a bit. They're trying to go for the plays, but they're just mimicking inside each other's garage, looping around back and forth on each other's side of the map, so we're gonna end up in a full wipe here if we're not too careful, but small ad technically for the side of Cozy. Oh, Gungan dies though. Sam looping around, separate from the side of Speedy. Hannah's out to get Uber. Overall, just a trade, but 3 versus 3, right? Actually, no, 2 versus 3. Speedy doesn't need to have to use, but somehow they get the pop out of Hannah first. Psy leaving a different direction than Speedy does, but the fact that they lost both their scouts and they're both gonna be rolling out means that, yeah, there's no way that Cozy want to continue to fight this. So at the end of the day, it's the little things in terms of execution that lead to GCI coming out on top here, taking the mid, but with no scouts still on the field, they have some room to go ahead and start poking around at least a little bit. Playmo's taking so much damage, still hasn't died yet for some reason, but Dingo will finally get the rocket kill on him. And Kawa bombs in, gets a kill on the High Five, but will die as well, so no soldiers to spam for the side of GCI means Cozy might poke and prod to themselves so they can find some room to get in cleanly enough for a bomb.
Yeah, curious to see what TK's doing here. They're coming forward pretty aggressively. While the Ubers are still being built, Dingo and Sam now working their way forward as well. Dingo's going to be in. Good damage onto Hannah. Now dueling Scratch a bit up top. Dingo's going to be in trouble here. Has to be careful. As Zam's going to try to rescue his soldier. Playmo eating a lot of that damage. Now it's going to be a kind of just a head-on fight. Zam falls. Playmo very weak. He's going to die now. Scratch and High Five trade outside. Dies. And DK come up on their Uber, but they're down their demo and they will back out.
Yeah, they full and committed because they had the room for it, but eventually people just respawned and came into the fight, and Dingo wasn't really able to find too much. Got some damage and pushed him back, but to be all she wrote on their retreat as they gave up way too much. They're sitting on top for the high ground advantage to make sure they're A-okay and safe. Speedy. It can be really hard for red team to initiate with an exchange. They're getting pushed back at least a little bit. Gungan all by himself needs to kill the soldier, doesn't need to kill Kaba, but gets pushed forward and ran at. Penny's gonna be the one to get the frag though, as Uber comes out, kind of forced you with the spam. Dingo going forward, some damage on the hand, and not quite enough to get the pop though. They don't want to use it, they finally have to. Saving Playmo with a much better Uber running forward. With red health players, gotta be careful of the post, but unable to really get too much in return. But still a lot of room gained by them, so gonna be happy with the fact that they get to reclaim two for their own. And Cozy back to last, really small 10%, extremely hard to use. I mean, maybe they build, and if, you know, GCI get really ballsy with their sack or the positioning, they could maybe try to do something, but yeah, guns going up. They're not gonna deliberately try to use it, just chilling for now. They recognize the situation, and GCI building up an Uber of their own, and it's eventually probably going to be up to them to see if they can break, I think, what is going to be the first stalemate of the game, really.
Yeah, it's surprising it's taken this long as GCI works their way in on the right side a little bit. Kawa's going to die pretty early to Dingo. High Five works his way forward, seeing if they can find Playmo or anything, really. Playmo got pretty weak in that fight, and finds the arrow now, Jarrett.
Yeah, overall, Cozy poking and prodding once again, but not committing. It's kind of their shtick, at least for holding last. Only really counter side, but looks really, really good. Or if, either like with their eyes or the fact that GCI lost too many, but considering they only lost one soldier. And this is the 7 CP map, like getting 2 big whoop. Like if you, let's say you succeed, you still have to get yard. You still have to get mid, and it's like, it's so much. So of course this is the reset territory, even more so. Kind of curious if GCI is going to adopt that if they ever find themselves on the back foot, but bomb in, they find Market, they're killing the NG maybe? No, Zam will live, so overall just a 2-man, and that might, maybe that'll be enough. But like I said, it's 7 CP. Like I mean, Gungan will get a kind of aggressive inside lobby, maybe get, okay, that's a good pick, that's enough reason to push out. Gotta be mindful of the Uber though, comes up from the side of the red team. Everyone's just running backwards. A lot of damage, they drop side, they don't want to use the Uber. This could be good if they don't get anything more, but no, the fact they have to use still means that the greed does not quite pay off, as no man for the post fight. Some damage on the Hannah. They've kind of reclaimed yard at least a bit. They finally killed Hannah because High Five bombed in.
Ooh, this soldier's so weak.
Oh, air shot into Playmo, but no, Market cleans High Five up. So no heals available for the red team. Trying to corner cap this, gotta be careful, but you have the heals to work yourself through it. Playmo's inside lunchbox. We'll probably end up finding Dingo right now. Soldier duel buff will keep Dingo alive as they work their way through the shutter area to be careful of the penny traps that might be lingering up on the side of the left yard, which they're going to completely ignore that. They're all over choke in the... Actually, no, they're going over that way anyway. So, but it's still a big ad. So we'll see how things go. Got to build up the rest of it. GCI setting up at mid. And they got their whole team there, ready to go. So we'll see how Darkest Knights decide to go ahead and push this. It looks like they want to go for choke. Mind the traps. They're there. The question is Penny watching him? I don't think he is. He dance blind dance doesn't work. High bomb?
Kawa? Yeah.
Not committing. Never mind. Definitely committing. Definitely dead. Get the soldier trade though. Other side of the map, flanksman didn't work as well. Dingo's gonna fall. Market's still on top of the crates as this Uber is worn off and distracting, and that means not actually holding the chokes very well. Sai's trying to, but it's too little too late. Bomb in. Surfing backwards, very weak. Market. Oh, Market trying to clean him inside. Got juggled up in the air, and Gungan able to secure that frag, and now Playmo just has to leave. So, good opportunity for the side of GCI to try to go in off of that Market distraction, but execution from Cozy just enough to hold things down for now. But GCI, they still got this Uber ad in their back pocket. Market is respawning now, so he'll eventually be there for the side of the flank. But Cozy, we'll see if they go for a flank play while Market's still rolling out, or if they just go for a normal force. Looks like Lobby is the... Actually, maybe Cat. No, yes. Lobby inside of GCI.
Scratch is just gonna peek Cat and drop down in front here. Good damage onto Dingo, but... Oh, it's High Five who's trying to make the play. He eats the pipe from Penny.
The flank's in, though. They're just in like Slid and Sai up in the air to get the Kawa kill. Sai's really far back. Fine for now. Uber available for the side of Speedy. They have to kill the Dingo, but they can Uber exchange right now and buy time for High Five to respawn. Be mindful of the post though. Playmo a bit too deep, getting pushed back by the scatter from one of the scouts. Is fine for now. Gungan in hot water. Scratch unable to get the frag. Is gonna die to High Five, and Cozy, they gave up some room, but they got a couple kills for it. And with Dingo respawning, yeah, GCI, they know they can't really hold this for too long. Like, they can get some cap time, but that's about it. Is Cozy, they used the Uber as a tool to buy time for the respawners. Did a pretty good job, for the most part, of holding down the fort in the post. And with Scratch dead, it's gonna make it a bit weak for their flank to try to really hold on strong, and that's why Zam and Dingo are trying to abuse that right now. Zam's already found himself over by the shutter area and could commit all the way behind. Looks like he's gonna take that route.
Yeah, definitely playing deep here on Scout. Scratch moving to check that.
Oh, the play though. I
Ooh,
didn't even notice
yeah,
the power was
high
going
five
in.
dead.
Kawa committed in the side garage, and Zam will end up dying, got caught as well. So overall, 2 for 1. I mean, that's enough for GCI to try to work something, and they are getting their way through choke here. So once again, we might find ourselves in a situation we have to go for some sort of Uber exchange as Scratch. But he got really weak, surfed around a lot, is A-okay for now, but Dingo, they get the kill from Playmo onto him, so it's going to be in their favor, but they got to get something going here. Yeah, taking some roller damage.
Speedy's
They finally
gonna be forced.
A lot of weak players though. Both scouts red HP, but they're not really committing. They're kind of afraid of getting chased down here if they do and need to get this force. So just gonna go ahead and back up, recognize it's not a good situation. And GCI, I mean, now the repush comes in their favor. They get the kills and the Uber exchange works out. In fact, because it doesn't exist, you know, Hannah holds onto the Uber. Now they're in a pretty good spot, trying to work their way over onto the right yard side from the defender's perspective, take it free. Might go straight lunchbox, might cut through Z. It looks like Z is gonna be popped or not, depending on the timing. Taking it slow. Pretty good, taking it for free. They just want to keep walking in, but it's going to be a scout solo if they just pop right here. No one's really ready for it. Penny just barely got here. They're going to pop. Penny finally gets here, bombing forward. No guns, and just going straight for players.
This is
cap time.
great cap time.
Yeah, Soldier on top of the pipe, has to drop down, so good baiting him down, getting a lot of damage out. Scratch going to give him
Speedy!
Speed doesn't die. Probably able to get the frag, but so far 3v3 for the final fight. Hannah misses the arrow, and everyone's dead except Hannah. Oh, they got so much cap time at the beginning there, but at the tail end, they just mulched from all the explosive classes, launching themselves in. And Cozy hanging on by a thread. They gave up a lot for it. Speedy died, they gave up some explosive classes, but Reclaiming 2 and Yard, it's going to definitely work out in their favor. And with Hannah being such a late death, they can't really poke mid, but they can hold Yard.
Yeah, they can definitely hold Yard here. Could be fully even. I honestly thought we might see an off glass come up, but there will be no such events. And Jarrett, we started off really fast here, but it stabilized into a 1-1. Is this what you were expecting at all?
I think that's the way that it goes sometimes. Like, it's such a linear map, and you use no like S-shapes of the map to kind of like cut a team off very quickly, you know. So if a team wants to just leave, they can just leave without repercussions, and you kind of just saw that from the side of GCI. They took a lot of ground really quickly. The sack went awry for the side of Cozy, so GCI got the force on mid, and then took Yard for free, and took second for free to get that last push going. That was a lot of ground to cover in a very short amount of time, but the push just didn't work. But, you know, things finally stabilized, Cozy bounced back, and, you know, they didn't get mid back, but at least they got this. And GCI now on the move with 2. Scratch takes a lot of damage, same to be said for the side of Kawa. They're fine though. You know, Sai's a bit weak, but they're fine. They didn't overall die. Maybe a different door, choke side. Try to push Gungan off of the shack and get a soldier bomb in. Different strategy this time around, kind of ignoring the fact that Dingo and Zam are on the other side of the map, but no, they don't commit. Now going back to Garage. It is indeed spotted pretty well. Size has some eyes and some stickies over there, so looks like Garage is still going to be the angle for the side of the right team, at least for now.
At least for now, indeed. Just looking at Kawa, watching these traps. Now as soon as their det jumps forward, but kind of beefs their jumps, and Gungan is on an 8k right now, Jarrett. Absolutely fragging.
Yeah, after that last, definitely racked up a couple kills as well to launch it to great heights as they're on the move now. High 5 is a bit weak, but it aired up and making space for his team as they're trying to work their way through the choke areas. Dingo in, high bomb, committing on to Hannah. Hannah doesn't see it, Hannah gets forced. Did not see it coming from the side of Garages. They actually give up a lot for this, for both sides, 2 for 2, but the Uber coming out for the side of GCI is great for Cozy's. Sai bombs in, Hannah pops up.
Sai!
Hannah alive for now, does indeed die to the roll. He gets the frag, gives up his life for it, but he got the frag. There's only 2 remain for the side of GCI. Market backing up for the pack, and Penny just surviving to put up traps onto inside the tires area if someone goes for that health pack later, but Hannah's not going to get spawns here. They got the sniper in the forward. It's going to be a bane for the side of Cozy to deal with if they want to go in left yard from the defender's perspective, but might expect that. They might see it, and oh, Gungan just melts. So, you know, Cozy, they still have some incentive to kind of push and prod, but slowly dwindling as Hannah's finally arrived. This soldier is actually putting the pedal to the metal. Kawa will give up her life in an aggressive attempt to try to get something off of the kill they got onto Gungan. But still add to work for the side of Cozy, even if they weren't able to dry in the yard. And with this kind of later Kawa death, and it's such a long rollout, it might be even easier to just take it slow and not immediately use. And you're seeing that now. They're just getting through the choke. There's barely any spam. They shot the one soldier that could have ever bombed out into the stratosphere, so Playmo's unable to do anything. So now that's rotating into Z, it looks like. And it's... Oh, the trap! Okay. Oh my god. The trap almost dropped him, but they didn't use able to get 2 kills off of this scratching Kawa the first fall. They're still running
High
forward.
five is heated in.
Now he is the one in the sphere. Damage on a Penny, able to kill the Tailman. Hannah dropped to red HP down, resupping. Market has to back up as well, and they got this cap on to 2.
Great damage on the Hannah! Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Darkest Knights kind of just clicked and figured everything out.
I guess Penny didn't see that, didn't have eyes on the trap. Granary Domain is so hard because you don't have eyes on where they are, so you have to like play more passive to make sure you're not caught indoors. You have to jump out. But that just means you can't watch some of these traps all the time, so definitely a huge missed opportunity there, but really good from the side of Cozy. Right timing with the Uber. They got 2 and got even more in the post. And, you know, 2-1 in their favor, but we'll see what happens on this 4th mid.
Mid underway, looking at Scratch. Dingo is in behind. Playmo is going to find that frag. Put great pressure onto point early on here. Kawa finds an arrow high 5, getting some great damage in onto Hannah, but it's not going to be enough. Penny hits the pipe. Now that's Kawa up in the air side, rotating around with Speedy. It's kind of just a 3-man group there. Zam needs some heals. We'll find it. Good damage. Darkest Knights making it 2-2. In players alive. He's sort of stabilizing here.
They could commit that far with aggression because of Hannah's HP. If they really want to, like, man up and just run into him. I mean, okay, Sai will grant them an opportunity. He was tired of this little fight, and oh, the Rockets, yeah. They're gonna have to use this, try to get the 4th on the Hannah. Able to get the kill on a Penny. They dropped a couple players on both sides. Xana and Playmo will both die while the Uber is ongoing. And they are able to escape to their own side of the map, 44 for the post, but I think there's more players rolling out for the side of Cozy, or for GCI, but it doesn't matter if Dingo grants him a kill. Market gonna try to initiate. Sanctuary, oh my god, the air shot from high 5 on Kawa. Gonna net her death right there. Both teams taking turns trying to initiate a fight here, and whoever initiates just melts immediately. But at the end of the day, Cozy will keep their mid cap secured, and with these extra kills that are be granted to them at the last second means that Yard might be relatively free for them as well. There's no Uber to buy time for the side of GCI, so backing up to 2 they go is it might be kind of hard to dry into 2 right now. Probably not really an angle you can work with too much, but you can at least go into lunch and, you know, start working for something before the Uber comes into play. No one's watching the other shutters. They are 6-manning pretty much over by this lunchbox area, so we'll see how that works out for them. But GCI, they're holding things down for now, over a 1-for-1 trade. Still poking and prodding. Margaret's over by the Z side. Sam spots him, but oh, they lose both their soldiers.
Dingo on the Hannah. Oh, the force.
But same can be said for Cozy as well. Both losing soldiers, both forcing the Uber. Sai is at 59 HP. He can't participate in this post. He's so weak, and Gungan overcommits, gonna die, and careful of the Z-traps though. They see it spotted. They're gonna go off the other shutter though. They have some room to be able to get themselves into Yard, and with Cozy still dead and rolling out, this is territory inside of GCI. Cozy recognizes this, leaves Garage, back to mid, and Gungan's still dead. They might try to dry. It's just a scout. There's no spam that's going to be missing here, but it's still a player. They're poking around, but they still have the remaining of their players rolling out. They're not quite buffed. It's not the greatest of advantages, so they'll be fine with reclaiming Yard as, you know, back to the drawing board. Actually, not even for the Darkest Knights, because GCI technically have... This is artificial ad. This shouldn't be this big. This should not be 20 ad. They popped it like around the same time, pretty much, I thought. But Cozy making moves before the Ubers even come into equation, but just find a sticky trap. So 2-man will not really find too much there. It's GCI on the move towards the choke area.
I'm so used to casting low-level matches through Amateur Hour that a 2-man is so foreign to me.
Sai's so low, he gets the pipe on the scratch, but he's so weak. Oh, he does indeed surf it back, so he's fine, but Kawa overextending, gonna get killed by the side of Gungan, so that's the counter sack, but GCI's kind of just out here. They get some cap time, watch the Uber, coming from the side of Gungan, running forward, enough damage. It's a family Uber for the side of Red Team, flashing every which way. It's not gonna be that much of a better Uber for the side of Red Team, but Speedy in no man's land, his positioning not that good, but same can be said for Hannah, gets killed, and GCI, they've lost way too many people here. Trying to run their way out. Penny, 13 HP, will indeed die, and only 2 left alive. Pretty much already out, nowhere near mid, as both teams lose their medic, but way more players alive for the side of Cozy means at least Yard reclaimed. You can get some cap time kind of on too, but still some forces of GCI here that could try to do something. They're not really showing their face quite yet. I guess they're that weak that they couldn't even begin to spam this.
Not even no man's land. Look at this.
Drop down play. Oh, waiting for Speedy. Oh my god. Oh no, spotted by
gets
Dingo.
caught?
Spotted
Yeah.
by Dingo. Just dead.
And now High Five will clean up that kill for free.
And look at Psy. Psy expects some sort of like push here or something, but not gonna happen. But did it mean Lunchbox a bit open? Zam and Dingo, oh, they're just in. Zam actually found a little
the
behind,
pop
and
from
High
High
Five. They have lost to here. Yeah, Playmo's gone, and they're just getting.
That's the back tap.
Yeah, GCI were not set up whatsoever. They even had to bring. Oh, yeah,
Wow.
not enough time. They were not set up onto at all. Like, especially being down a person, they didn't have anyone covering the point really well. Because High Five just jumped straight through it. They didn't have the flank covered on the lower right side because 2 people just ran straight through. And cap gain, Zam got so much cap time, uncontested. No one went back for him, even though they saw he went behind. And really great plays from the side of Cozy, playing on the chaos. And GCI, you know, down 2 here. They really got to get a mid going for them if they want to tie things up.
We'll see if they are able. Mid 4, or 5 rather, underway now. Scratch on the high ground, eating a fair amount of damage. The bombs. Oh, Kawa's going to be the first to fall. High Five trades out. 3 down quickly for GCI. Totally the soldiers falling for DK. And that will be a cleanly won mid for DK. 4 for 2. Psy taking some space forward. What happened on that, Jarrett?
Yeah, GCI, they tried to do the classic, just walk down left lane. The fact that we're all together means it should be easier for us to focus fire, but it also meant that it was way easier for Cozy to figure out who was the best person to shoot. They bombed in and kind of, you know, squished them all in that hallway, unable to really farm those frags with high bombs in play there from the side of Cozy. So really good play, especially, I don't remember which soldier it was. One of the soldiers killed both the scouts. So even though GCR has people left on the field, no scouts is going to be pretty rough for you to continue fighting that in the post. So sometimes it's just about the classes, and Cozy definitely killed the right ones. Found themselves with a free 2 on the opposing side of the map. Just gotta go ahead and break this stalemate. Gun on the field, already level 2. Scratch peeking this left-hand side from the defender's perspective. Oh, Speedy's right there, but shot will not be hit. It's fine for now. The sniper is seen by the side of Cozy, but not really committing too much of spamming now. Dingo's gonna find a way in. Bombing in, but again, getting cleaned up by the gun. Zam, headshot. So overall, that's your 2-man, but Kawa's already making moves. Gets killed up by side stickies, and Playmo and Penny there, they're poking around, but probably not going to get too much here because they have already done their counter sack. But Scratch, fine open here. None. Think plans change. Now poke and prod. Get this Uber Force out of the side of Cozy. They only have 3 available. They're not coming from the point side. They're going for a huge play here, but they drop side. Oh, they weren't expecting Playmo to be that deep. They just wanted to walk in and find him from an off angle to avoid the sniper sight line. That's the big thing here, is Scratch is positioning, but they've dropped 2. And this Uber...
Scratch gets flashed.
This is just a salvage. I mean, on paper, the play they're trying to go for, I mean, sure, it was really good to avoid the sniper sight line, but the execution was terrible. I mean, Zam is on fire right now, salvaging, gets the SBS and the kill on the Kawa, so that's going to be really big to actually make sure that they don't actually lose 2 here. And Dingo getting aggressive, pushes Market back as well, so, you know, execution error once, but clutch plays coming the second time around.
Oh, Zam narrowly misses Hannah.
Yeah, keeping him in the swing of things.
And,
GCI.
Oh, go ahead.
No, just counter sacks.
So sniper v sniper now, and Scratch needs to kind of win this. Zam's going to be peeking the left, now rotating around. Oh, there it is! Scratch has 3 health, and Zam will die to Kawa. Scratch hit the body shot, but now the defensive sniper lives, and Playmo's in.
Trying to find some damage, doesn't see anything, backs up, but we'll back up in Dingo's rockets. And Kawa's trying to put the pressure on as well to buy some extra room, so not everyone's looking at Playmo, but does not really work out in their favor. This is technically ad for the side of Speedy. I think it's artificial. I don't think it's real. Otherwise, a way to push. So they're just chilling for now. But time is just, it's ticking down. Bomb comes in from Dingo. Hannah up in the air. Oh, after the fall damage is 3 HP, but because she's so weak, Cozy just run in knowing the medic can't really heal any of the targets, and the gun's not up either, but don't really find too much there, unable to get a clean entry, so they find themselves in the lower left-hand area, but Psy getting headshot. Oh, play from Market onto Speedy. Doesn't need to get the force, so great job from the side of Market, but they might find 2 here. Playmo taking a lot of damage. 2 for an Uber, you can't be too mad at, and they will indeed find that, but will they be able to find the way into last through a dry here? Still having the Uber available for the side of the right team. Gun getting in really early.
1 health. Gunkin. Oh,
side bombing in. Oh, the air shot from Penny. Getting some cap time.
High Five and Dingo, the only ones really in on this. Speedy doesn't commit, wisely backs away as the Uber is popped up by GCI. And with Speedy hightailing it out of there, it's just him and his scout really.
Yeah, they gave up 2 for that Uber though. It was
Dingo?
three for 1. So you know, GCI are gonna
Dingo's
be
gonna
okay
get run
with
at.
that, but save.
Arrow. What a
Indeed.
save.
Market said as well. This is really bad. I mean, they tried to go for some sort of play while they had Dissap, but they're just gonna lose 3 players. Almost everyone. Oh, okay, nice Spice from Penny hits 2. The player behind on a Speedy. Oh, the rocket misses. He's alive. He's 30 HP. They're all so weak. Everyone's in the red except for Zam. And Kawa's got to be kicking herself there that play didn't work out because that could have saved the round. But now, Uber almost up to the side of Cozy. No sniper on the field to kind of immediately eliminate that threat as they're getting a lot of damage into the spawning area, kind of pushing him back. And Market, bit weak, same because he went for play mode. Scratch gets a kill, but the Uber comes out on a Penny. No Demon on the field. Now moving on to Scratch, jumping around, gets him launched into the air. He'll probably end up dying. For now, he's alive, gets killed.
Market
Play him on the back
health.
line, blocking the point, but yeah, not quite enough in the tank. And Cozy, you know, really good play, moving into lunchbox there. I mean, GCI, they really try to go for something aggressive, but it just got thwarted so quickly. I mean, the way that you try to go behind and go for a play like that, sometimes you have to coin flip on which door you're choosing, and they chose the wrong door. So now you bust out the Kawa Pyro to mid, because if you lose this playing traditionally, you might be kicking yourself if you didn't try it, considering it's Kawa. Kawa's the resident Pyro player. So we'll see how this goes. It's been a while since I've actually seen how they play this around the Pyro, so it looks like it's going to be a cat mid for them, but we'll see if it nets them the success they so desire.
Soldiers up in the air. What might be our last mid Kawa being spotted means the soldiers will not commit wisely there. GCI all kind of grouped into this corner. Kawa's going to die, and this might be the opening for those soldiers to go forward now. High five in, getting some pressure, and yeah, GCI has to back off.
Scratch is behind. He'll probably die. He's too weak to live through that. Yeah, I'm just going to be dead there. So losing 2, at least you have your Uber intact, and very unfortunate for Kawa. Just hitting, dropped off, and then ate some spam, and the velocity was enough fall damage to just kill you right there. But moving through, lower lunch, Dingo trying to buy some space is behind. The rest of the team's kind of there as well. Oh, Gungan and Speedy running up on the high ground. Speedy fell down.
There's the Ubers.
Uber chain comes out. Dingo going to fall in the middle of the Uber though. They're trying to go forward towards the point side, but play was going to get dropped. Hannah unable to get a flash on him inside, going to trade with Kawa inside lunchbox. Sai was always in the weirdest positions, but Market trying to make space. They're trying to hold on. Will die. Scratch able to get the kill on the high five. Very weak though, like you said. 3v3. They're trying to block this. They know if they can at least buy time for Playmo's respawn, they could be favorable for them, but Zam behind. Gotta buy some timing here. Gotta find the opportunity.
Get a meat shot.
One pipe. Kills the double, and they win 2 separate 1v1s. Hannah dies as well. I mean, Hannah gets the arrow on a Zam, but it's just Playmo plus some respawners left alive, and this is already capped. It's Cozy, they don't need to do much more than just build up the rest of their Uber and wait for Zam. I mean, now it's time you gotta go for some sort of like engineer play. They're hiding expecting a dry, but they're gonna mess up with the timing of it. I mean, technically the dry could come now, but considering Speedy's already 80%, they're not gonna really go for that. They're gonna play by safe margins. And because they expected such an early dry, they don't actually have an engineer. They're all like sitting at the shutters waiting for them to push, and it just never happened. So now their defense is, there's no heavy or anything. The players are just gonna get ran at. Uber comes out, running straight towards the closest player they can, towards the spawn, now towards Scratch on the pipe, trying to get cap time instead. They get something, launched to the right side of the map. Hannah caught in a corner, will eventually die. Wow. Zam inside, giving a life sword though, so overall 4-4 for the post.
Speedy all alone!
And no man's land. They were unable to find any kills, just Dingo left alive. And I think I mean, you had to pop because of the sniper, but they definitely, I mean, either get a kill or play the point, but they did neither really. Breath of fresh air for GCI. Live on for at least a little bit longer.
Yeah, at least another push. We'll have to go GCI's way, but I mean, that was kind of weird. It seemed like Darkest Knights didn't really know what they wanted to commit for on that last push, and then they leave their medic out to dry right in the middle of 3 GCI players, and it's just not going to end up working out for them. So this is going to go to continuous overtime, and
double sniper.
Yeah, double, or well, SBS, not double sniper.
Oh yeah, true. Oh, the play, no one's watching show. Speedy, so weak. Will does indeed get the kill. Kawa with the play is gone for that play a couple times, at least in different areas of the map, but will indeed work. Is Zam hiding in a corner actually? Zam's not opting to leave. Oh, he knows. You think he knows that he's getting watched maybe? Oh no, he's crouching in a corner. Zam wants to go for a play. High five going to get headshot by the side of Scratch. We'll see which direction GCI move, and is going to be choked.
Oh, nice damage.
Oh, Zam with the play. Zam didn't hit the shot. He's going for another one.
Dingo distracting.
Loses the SBS. I mean, Dingo gets Penny, which is something, but Scratch with the taunt coming out there. So Cozy not really able to do too much there.
For the taunt, that's That's really well done by Scratch, and even with everybody committing, trying to make the distraction play, Zam can't hit the shot. He's going to stay on Sniper. Is not looking at the correct door quite yet. Kawa over dueling with Dingo, and will lose it.
High
Oh,
five?
good pressure from behind, and that's a drop. High five.
Yeah, Kawa in early. No one was in the other side of Yard because they just all wanted to rush to help her, and that's going to lead to High Five finding the flank of a lifetime. Market hiding in the corner is going to be really the only thing that really stops him. And Sai, he does not care. He's running forward and tries to... Yeah, Sai just runs forward and tries to just solo kill the enemy Deoman, but just ends up netting himself his own death. He's playing really reckless right now, but sometimes it's working, but this time it does not quite work. Penny's got some traps over on the side of the right yard where Scratch is. Scratch watching Garage will not really find too much as Zam and the rest of the team is over by the choke side. They see Scratch right by the Garage side and they're pushing him back at least a little bit. It's fine for now, but Uber's still intact for the side of Speedy. Side taking a little bit of damage on his rollout, will not be able to help immediately. But Yard free for the side of Darkest Nights, and Sai dies to Kawa flaying behind, and actually because he was so weak, it only took one rocket.
Scratch
So,
kind of just getting whacked at by Zam.
2 soldiers behind from GCF. Oh, there's on Cat to the side of
High
Cozy.
five so weak, he's gonna go down. This is not good for Speedy. He's gonna get caught in an uncomfortable situation here. Really isolated as the medic. And Kawa's behind him. Gungan has to run around.
The Dingo
to
got the kill in the hand of the Dingo somehow worked his way behind while the rest of GCI was behind. I mean, if the GCI flank is behind, then the flank's not being watched that much. Dingo finds an opening and somehow, I mean, Cozy lose a lot of people. But it's Hannah the ones that die, so they don't even get to like, oh, okay, we have even Ubers now. After all that, good, we equalized it. We don't have Disset anymore. No, you still have Disset. Hannah only respawns now. Now Cozy can actually start to push around on 2 just based off a heal advantage for a couple seconds here if they so desire. Not going to take the direct route to the point, going to go over towards the flank. It'll allow Hannah to get there in time, so the heal advantage is dwindled, but it makes sense with Scratch still on the field on Sniper, so they're taking the route that he won't be able to really deal with, and it is ad nonetheless, but Medic!
No!
Speedy just drops! Penny with the 2 frags, 1 on a Speedy, then on a Gungan. The stock pipe's coming in clutch right now. Scratch is going to die, so no more Sniper on the field, but these explosive classes going in deep, giving up their life. Zam is behind, might be able to find Hannah, and Penny gets the shot onto him. Oh, the flank 5-5 though. Hannah will indeed give up her life, and same can be said for Penny. It's a full life. Second.
High five is on last?
Yeah, second isn't capped though. Sai is on Pain Train though. He's been running Pain Train this whole time, and High Five is taunting.
11 seconds? Yeah, I
Scratch
don't
is gonna respawn. 2 of them are gonna respawn and Flame. They can't just win immediately, but yeah, medic deaths all over the field.
Oh
But
yeah.
Speedy coming in clutch with the calculated earlier death, as they do have an ad to work with. We'll see what happens. Last time they pushed when there was no gun and they were unable to get the last capped there, and this time there is a gun. So on paper it should be even harder than last time, but we'll see what adjustments they make. It's a sizable 55 ad or so. So GCI, you know, it should be a bit easier, but only by a little bit. So we'll see what Cozy have in the tank is. They got the Uber, they're ready to go. Looks like it's gonna be an upper Uber, so we'll see if this seals the deal or not.
Engineer in play for the defense.
Oh my
Level
God,
3
he's
gun.
dead.
Oh my lord, high
High
five
five.
is just built different.
Hannah caught in the doorway, surfed, but surfed up and hit the head on the ceiling. Side-eyes to fall damage trying to jump to Speedy, but overall a 3v3 with heal advantage for the side of Cozy, so they just gotta play this slow and they should win and get the first kill on Akawa. 2 left alive, they can't reset, they can't defend the point. High five
doesn't
going
connect.
in, trade out MGE, but with a heal advantage in Cozy's favor, but the respawn is coming in, they gotta win this faster.
They lose it.
You can only play this so slow when you have a medic advantage like this. So the respawner comes in from the side of Zam, 2 scouts, but you get the 1.
Wins.
But now Playmo's up. It is too little too late. I mean, you're really gonna, yeah, goes in to make sure the rest of his team lives, but when you have a medic advantage like that, yes, you can like play slow-ish to like make sure you play off your heals and your arrows, but you play too slow, they just get respawners. And that's what GCI definitely had in their back pocket here. And even though they have this ad, they have an opportunity to push. Dingo takes a lot of damage. They have
He's
at
one
least
health.
a little bit of cap
Literally
time.
1 health, Dingo.
But Speedy has ad once again. So they know they can't commit for this off the players rolling out and everything. So back to last they go, and Kawa dies, and no gun. They have a heavy instead, a bit further away from the point, and oh, they're milking it in. They don't want to use this Uber yet. There's no sniper either, they're not punished for it. They finally use the Uber now. There's stickies all over the point, so they're just going to go for kills instead. The Uber actually comes out from the side of Hannah, finally able to get in time, Market able to reset on
so
heavy,
weak.
but Dingo going to die. They've lost one in this push, and they're a bit separated as well. Zam, oh, he had his sword out and waxed himself instead of getting a shot off, so that's going to make his death even easier. As Cozy, that was a slim margin. I mean, you probably wanted to dry that way early if you're going to push up the slim ad, but GCI beginning to push. High five, trying to battle him in upper gun, getting a bit weak. Will give up his life probably, and Kaba able to collect that frag. Some damage. more towards the side of Cozy, and with 3 dead in the water, they're gonna have to back up and back to yard, and GCI are finally able to claw their way out of last, reclaiming 2.
This match getting more and more chaotic as the night goes on. Junie has to jump away as GCI taking a bit of space, and it's a drop down play. Yeah, Kawa is lurking, looking for Speedy.
Waiting for the respawners.
Gungan is not going to fall for that trap. Kawa sees Gungan, but is not seen. Oh, and now it's just a Dingo v Kawa, and Dingo's going to win that.
No one there to help, unfortunately, for the side of GCI. Don't think they were quite prepared for that play, that timing. But 1 player advantage, even Ubers. Not the end of the world for the side of GCI, but definitely something that Cozy's going to try to work off of, as they are 6-manning in lunch. They do not care about the big shutter. Actually, no, Zam's over there now, so never mind. But Gungan, he tried to make some space, will need to die. Zam tries to make space as well, and Flame was just going to waddle forward, able to collect that frag.
Wow.
Scratch is actually going to be the one to collect it. So no scouts available. The traps are not in position to actually get any frags, and oh, they're kind of caught in garage. Speedy surfed up a bit, is fine for now. They're barely escaping. Dingo 33 HP, 16. Sai getting pushed away as well. They're so weak. They're at least a little bit okay. Nice bomb from High Five, able to get the kill on the Scratch. Pyro on the field. Kawa respawning on it as GCI kind of enters through one door, but they try to find them in the corner, but they just left. I don't think they were expecting GCI to leave, and now the only thing they're going to find is, oh, Kawa gets a kill before she dies. I thought they were just going to find a Kawa.
Penny dies?
High Five though. I think they were trying to push off the Kawa distraction, but Penny leading the charge just ends up giving up their life for it. So no Demo Man means no yard hold. I mean, they got the Uber. They can try to push at least a little bit. High Five, a lot of damage onto the Scout. Market a bit weak. Might die. They don't even save him. Gungan might give up his life, but only need the Uber comes out. Zam in no man's land, so no Scout speed from the side of Speedy doesn't really need it that bad. They are able to clean up those frags. Dingo, not behind, but High Five is on the pack. A bit of a distraction. Dueling just a tad, but Penny respawning, coming up and able to secure that frag, and successfully getting the force, giving up a lot for it though. So you're not able to lock down these doors, but with 2 scout respawners, maybe you could take him to IV5 while Mark is still rolling out and High Five is dead. You do have an ad if it goes on for long enough. The scouts have finally respawned now. A little bit of cap time in favor of GCI, but not tons of lockdown. Playmo falling off the higher ground, damage on the side, but just gives up his life. Kawa using the distraction though.
On Speedy.
Once again, the play after play doesn't work. 95% Uber. Kawa does it again and again. It seems like Kawa's on a roller coaster right now with these plays. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, but when they do, it's huge. And Hannah only at 70, but they don't need an Uber to push us off the heel. Sai gives no care to get the pipe onto Hannah. Hannah's dead. Unable to use the Uber Dingo Bomb, then gets the 1 rocket onto Market. Just a scattered fight all over the board as 2v2 remaining. Neither have really having a big incentive to push it, but Scratch does it nonetheless, and High Five just cleans them up with the rocket.
This is... you can't even call it sloppy because all of the plays are decently clean, but just everybody dying in these 1v1 situations. And continuous overtime continues on. 4-1 is the scoreline. Darkest Knights, they win this, clutch it out, and win the match.
Yeah, already built an engineer on last, expecting this eventual Uber ad. I don't think, actually Cozy, they're gonna try to drive this early. They don't even have ad, and they're still really poking and prodding Lunchbox. I think they're recognizing that the presence of GCI is so light. Yeah, they're just last. They're not even, they don't want to bother holding 2 because with this ad, because it's, honestly, it can be kind of hard sometimes. It's way easier to just hold last when you can have a gun and you have your heavy or sniper or whatever than like a team goes upper and you're like, are they going behind us or are they walking on the cat and just gonna fall down our faces? So they take it for free anyway, so you might as well just set up. Taking that route, playing it safe. Full Uber, 50 and dwindling, but they're trying to play it slow. No sniper spotted. Playmo actually dead, trying to spam down the gun, and they are banking on the fact there's no sniper, and it's paying off in dividends for their team right now, is getting that kill and maybe even more as they've gotten some room. Gotta play a bit faster though. This Uber's only gonna exist for so much longer.
No way.
Really aggressive.
High Five so weak.
High gonna fall. They lose their soldiers. There's not a point where they decide screw it and they just want to kill this heavy despite him being so aggressive out here. And Sai's gonna leave. They've recognized that the beginning they played that pretty well. They got the Playmo kill, they got the gun, but it all went south after Kawa ran at them at Spyro. So GCI still holding on. Not rebuilding the gun quite yet, because sacks, like normal sacks, could come in. Still holding on the heavy till they finally come in. Sniper on the field from Markwell in the spawn. So Cozy, just trying to break the stalemate. They probably recognize there's no gun. So we'll see how they try to break this. So poking around in the bottom right-hand side from the offending perspective, just trying to see what's available. They see the Mark Sniper. He hits a headshot right on one of the soldiers, or maybe the demo, but Dingo's going to be the one to fall. Sam running in, trying to turn the 2-man into at least some sort of trade. Gets a lot of damage to Penny.
Penny isn't
dying. Penny does indeed survive. Market bailing him out, and They try to apply some extra pressure from the side of Kawa and Playmo, but Scratch is actually poking out into 2 on Heavy. If they Uber exchange right now, Scratch cannot leave this Uber. He's stuck in it. So it might be a family Uber moment. But we'll see if Cozy feels like they actually have to use it or not. So far, they're being greedy about the cap time. It's only a ×1, so they're not too afraid about jumping the gun early. They're finally pulling the trigger now. Enough damage. Yep, we got a flash all over the place.
Scratch eats a sandwich.
He's just eating in the middle of the Uber. They shoot a rocket at him, but he's running away now. That's too much damage. That's why people don't do that. But Playmo got himself behind. I don't know if they know he's in lunch. It doesn't. Dingo? No, they don't know. They don't know he's behind, but he's got to do something because they're beginning to dry at least a little bit. Zam sitting on stickies, hits a nice shot in the hand, though. It doesn't matter. Medic down.
Playmo
wants him like they're dropping like flies. Playmo with the plays right now, but it doesn't matter. That's the cap going through. The timing doesn't work out, and the huge plays from the side of Cozy work out at the tail end of things to wrap it up 5-1. They will move on to face the winner of FGP versus GlobalClan Fire, while GCI are out of playoffs at a respectable 5th, 6th place.
Yeah, congrats to Darkest Knights winning in spectacular fashion on not their map pick. GCI's map pick goes the other way. And there we have it, a 2-0. And both times, nobody guessing the correct score. I think we were surprised both times.
Yeah, in games like these, it can be kind of hard to guess a score, honestly. Especially because I feel like we're missing out at least a little bit not seeing GCI play Snake, because I feel like that would have been the most interesting match of all, considering how their history on Snake, their past like 4 matches they played on it. But someone was really close to the time, only 10 seconds off on the infinite overtime aspect. But that's gonna be all she wrote for this matchup. Like I said, Cozy, Darkest Knights, move on. I don't know if GCF versus FGP is still going on, but I guess I won't say for. Okay, so there is a result to it. GCF did indeed win, so they're gonna go ahead and play each other over on Saturday. Reminder for everyone, this is gonna be playoffs weekend. I know it's not necessarily the same time as everyone else's playoffs per se, but matches are going to start. The rest of the bracket's gonna run through on Saturday and Sunday. The matches are gonna start at 5 p.m. EST, and then the next BO3 or BO5 if it's the Grands is going to be 8 p.m. EST. For those that don't live in the NA time zones, it's going to be 6 hours earlier and then 3 hours earlier than normal. So different days, different times. Don't want to miss it. And there's some Highlander being played as well, so definitely want to chime in there very quickly before people head out after seeing everything was all said and done here for this match. But we do have the logs on the screen. Anything that immediately catches your eye, I see definitely a thing or two. Yeah, for sure.
Gungan, 41 frags on 16 deaths, 249. Also top healed there, which makes sense. Penny drops 27 and top damages for their team. But what are you seeing? As I got ads, so I no longer have logs.
Well, I was definitely going to point those out. Penny did a lot in terms of collecting the kills for the team, and Gungan, it's very important to have a solid rock for your team on Granary that can at least especially if it's a scout. Like a lot of times in the past it's a pocket soldier, but scout for scout speed to just run away if you need to is so good, because it means it'll never not work because of the way the map is shaped for the most part. A spare thing or two. I guess the skyboxes can be unforgiving sometimes on bin and stuff, but the only other thing to note is the medic deaths. Once again, difference between Speedy and Hannah. Although this time, obviously, if it's going to be a 5-1 game, Hannah's going to die defending last, so he gets bolstered at least a bit. But it would still, even if you count those like you lost the round so you die by default deaths, if you shave a couple off, there's still going to be at least a little bit of a gap like there was in the close game of Sunshine that we saw. So, sometimes it's the little things there. But I guess you can't ignore the soldier damage either. It's way easier to point out differences, I think, just because it was such not as close of a game.
High Five got 6 of those med kills, and as you mentioned, the damage was kind of immense. 323 out of High Five with 35 kills. Great work there. I mean, I don't know. Well, who do you give MVP to tonight?
I still think High Five is the secret carry of this team.
Based on tonight, I agree.
He doesn't do, obviously it's a team effort, you don't do all the work, etc., but I think people, will see High Five on Soldier and be like, oh, he's off-classing, he'll do his job. But people, gravitate towards, people that have, been on their class for, years and years and years, and, already shown what they're capable of before people gravitate towards them. But you can't ignore high five on Romer. Like even if you doubted him before, you definitely can't anymore because he's a serious heavy hitter right now, and I think he's definitely like probably the most clutch player for their side right now. Even though Darkest Knights has their sloppy moments, we saw it all tonight. Whenever the script was flipped around and they turned a bad situation into a good one, I want to say like 75% of them was him. So we'll see if that continues as they face increasingly more difficult opponents as they're going to be moving on in the bracket. In lower still, but you will see them again this Saturday at, I think their match is at 5, and the uppers between Witness Gaming and Froyo are at 8 EST. So, there's more to see for the side of the Darkest Knights, but for GlobalClan, that is their season. Not a bad season, didn't get last, put up a good fight against a lot of top teams, got a win versus Froyo in the regular season, but out to playoffs nonetheless.
That's a pretty good summary of the situation. I don't have too much else to talk about, so shall we start moving into shoutouts and get out of here?
Yep, definitely shout out once again to the merch. It is seasonal. Obviously, the season's not ending this weekend because you still have all the lower divs, but it's definitely, like I said, a warning bell that time's running out for some of the items. You have the team merch in particular, and then you have the regular merch as well. So definitely check out shop.rgl.gg if anything catches your eye. Definitely shout out to all the viewers and the players for playing, etc., etc. I'm excited for more BO3s this weekend. It's going to be pretty hype.
Absolutely. Should be great. Hopefully I'll make it to some of those. Shout out to all the viewers, everybody who subscribed tonight. Awesome of you. That directly supports us as casters in production. Go check out my channel, twitch.tv/strongestcaster. I'm covering AM playoffs for both Sixes and Highlander, and it's been a blast all throughout the season. So if you're interested in watching some lower divs, come check that out. Shout out Just Jazz's dad, and Dolphin, and you, Jarrett. And with that, this was the lower bracket round 2 matchup. Darkest Knights beat GlobalClan Ice 2-0. They move on, and GlobalClan Ice is out. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great night.